All agents are currently assisting other customers. Please stay on the line and your call will be answered shortly.
Callie, I said move. What? That's an order. She doesn't have to. We could just go take out the dish. Jim! Whoa, hey, put it down. Put it down. Going up there, Callie. 3.
How did Crashdown die?
Leading the charge. He gave his life in the finest tradition of the service.
Today's Nerd Fights was brought to you by the Corrigan Housing Authority. Are you tired of paying $1, $2, $3, even $10 a month for rent? Well, pay no more. Because at the Corrigan Housing Authority, you don't pay dollars at all. You pay Corrigan rounds. The official currency of Corrigan is bullets, and you're gonna need 'em. And also by these guys, because I guess for some reason they want to support Salty, those sons of...
Computer and program?
And welcome, everybody. And so, of course, Mercer is 24 hours late to the Ahsoka stream, and so can't stop complaining about Ahsoka. So, hey, Mercer, we can talk about that tomorrow.
You dumb bastard.
Wow. That was kind of uncalled for.
He was apparently on a flight to Australia and missed a day or something.
Yeah. That's so. But hey, don't worry. When Andor season 2 comes out, we'll fight some more. About how the Andor's ruined the Star Wars franchise forever.
Anyway, sorry, Andor, but you liked Obi-Wan? So crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
At least Obi-Wan didn't ruin the entire franchise. Andor literally sets it up so that the Empire did nothing wrong.
Anyway, I got a question for you. Because I don't know if you realized you did this. I don't just willy-nilly give permissions to these third-party apps, especially when they seem too good to be true. So you know that Botrix?
Yes.
Or however you say that. That platform wants me to give it unrestricted permissions to delete my videos, delete my comments, post them, like all this crazy stuff. I would not give it permission. And I kept saying, nope, you can have permission to see my stuff, but not to edit my stuff. And it made me go through it like 3 times. So I set it up. Links in the description on my channel, folks. Don't know if it's going to work or not, but I don't know if I trust it, bro. Did you give it permission to delete your stuff?
StreamYard does the same thing.
It didn't say it like that. I mean, it was like I've never seen.
It's because it has a bot built in, so that you can have it auto mediate your comments. So, like, if people,
but why do you need permission to delete my videos? That's sketchy. That's sketchy. I don't think that. I don't know. So I don't know how.
Yeah, that's like shadowy Android app at that point.
Yeah,
I would like all of the permissions to your device, please.
Yeah,
but, you know, that's what pretty much everything does nowadays. Is that it's like whenever you agree to those terms and conditions. Have you never seen Human Centipede?
What? No,
I'll take that as a no. That's an episode of South Park.
Oh, no,
I don't watch South Park.
Yeah, it's actually a great episode, but where Kyle, I think it is, I never get the kids' names right, but I think it's Kyle. He agreed to an update to his iPad, right? And he didn't read the terms and conditions. And the terms.
Who does?
Right. That's the point. And so the terms and conditions meant that they could come you're right. Thank you, Patrick. It was an iTunes update. And so when he downloaded the update, it gave them permission to come and abduct him and to turn him into a human centipede. And if you've never seen the movie Human Centipede,
I have not, but I've heard of it, and it's just hearing about it is.
You do not need to ever see that movie. It's the wrong kind of movie for you.
It's like when everybody was on that 2 Girls 1 Cup craze. I've never watched it, never will. I've heard about it. It's good enough for me.
Right.
Same thing.
But they did it in South Park fashion, so it was hilarious and disgusting at the same time. And of course,
speaking of something that's not hilarious nor disgusting, today's sponsor of the show is Fuel Up.
Fuel Up. It's like crack, but you drink it.
And apparently it's not allowed in Canada because I still don't have mine.
You still don't have yours?
Mine.
Yeah, he did.
No. Man, you know what? I won't do it on air. In fact, I better cover it up so I don't dox her. I'll give you her phone number because I text her and stuff. And just be like, hey, this is Jason. And like, you just nag her until she gets it to you.
Yeah. And I'll be right proper Canadian about it. I'll be like, hey, sorry. I just don't have my stuff. Sorry to bother you.
And Darren, yes, my world is dark, almost like a secret hideout Star Trek show. That is 100% true. But I actually have a reason for it. And no, I'm not from the mirror universe. I just suffer from migraines, and so I need to keep the lighting low here.
So something that's been driving me nuts lately. My fracking TV is listening at all times. So I'm watching. I've been binge watching Heart to Heart on Peacock. It's hilarious. I love it. It's like
yes, I watched it when it was originally on. I remember.
Oh, you did? Okay, I just found it, and I'm loving it. And so, it's got a lot of commercials, though. I mean, luckily, they're only a minute. It's only a minute break. But half of them are in Spanish. And the other half are for MS medication.
Yeah.
So but I don't talk about MS. I mean, except for when you and I talk about MS. So I'm like, why is it feeding? You know what I mean? So, yeah. A ringing endorsement from Darren Wagner.
If I'm not mistaken, that's a great spin off of that line from Judge Dredd, is it not? Yeah. Remember when Rob Schneider's character is in the little eat recycled food?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah. And yes, everything is listening to you all the time.
Yeah, your phone is.
I know the phone is, but my TV,
the smart TVs. You're using you've got like a Samsung.
No, I got the the 65-inch Roku TCL. I love
Okay,
it,
yeah. So it's
you know?
but it's got like the full operating system in it. So it's got like
Oh yeah,
Roku
it's
channel and all the
100.
other
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't
Yeah,
even
yeah,
have-
yeah. But-
Any
I
kind
don't
of
have
smart
anything.
device, man.
Everything on it is streaming. Like it's all my
yeah,
streaming
it's
stuff.
it's
And it's cool because I just log into the Roku one time on the TV,
Yeah.
and it's got all of my shit
Yeah,
already
see, you're
logged
talking
in
about
and
how
everything.
great it is, but that's
That
the
part's
price.
great.
The price you
Creepy
pay
ass listening to me
is
part.
is all the bad people already
and
have
and-
all
and-
the things we don't want them to know.
And it's giving me
I'm sorry,
PTSD.
Dave.
every time it plays one of these ads in Spanish, it fucks up
I
my
don't
whole
like
day. It's
you
just like
know,
a double spirit.
I think that okay. Here's where my conspiracy theory thing goes off. Is that
And highlight Darren's comment about that Spanish thing. I wish he gave me permission to do that again. Anyway, that's fine. Yes, it's exactly what I get. So I know it was
no, I don't think it's that. That's what I was going to say is because I get Spanish ads and nobody
do.
Yeah, and nobody
Okay.
in my household speaks Spanish.
I think they geolocate off your IP, so they know you're in the
I live in
Southwest.
Tennessee.
No, I'm talking about Danny. He's in the Southwest, and Tennessee is close enough to the south for moronic people that run these things. I'm in New Brunswick, the only bilingual province in the country, so I get a big mix of 50-50 French and English ads if I
but
ever actually
you
see an
speak-
ad on YouTube.
But you actually speak
You
French
understand.
and
At least I can understand what they're saying.
I don't
It
know what
kinda
the hell they're
helps.
talking about over there. It's
You
just
see-
it's like, what's the
if-
point? The ad is supposed to,
Who
Oh,
are
wow.
you hanging out with, Darren?
Yeah, right.
Well,
This German dominatrix,
but the thing is that if you look, these devices are smart enough. Heck, Google is smart enough to target everything you ever talk about in the form of an ad at you, right? So it's
yeah.
not like they can't figure out if you speak Spanish,
Even if you just utter a little bit.
Is there somewhere I could turn that off? It really
No,
does.
that's the
mess
thing.
up
I
my-
think-
There is one thing you can do. And here's your tech tip of the day. I've never built one, so I don't know how frustrating it is.
Okay.
But there's a setup you can do. It's called a pie hole.
Okay.
And the reason why they call it a pie hole is because originally most people were building them using a Raspberry Pi, those ultra small, super low power computers all on one board, single board computer. And the Raspberry Pi is spelled Pi, as in a play off of pi, the number.
Pi, yeah.
So you can build a pie hole off of just about anything these days. But what you do is you use that as the proxy and basically it acts as a proxy filter for everything in your domicile. So you go in and you change the DNS server to point to that, and then that sucker will eat everything. And there was one person. Actually, what's really crazy is.
I'm sorry, Gorilla. I'm so sorry. Oh God.
You got to wait till 9 Eastern, and then you can start saying the bad things. Follow
bad.
classic broadcast rules.
Yeah.
So Roku's the more expensive ones, like the Streaming Stick 4K. The remote that comes with it has a mic, and you can press the mic button on it and then speak the commands into the mic. And there's a lot of set-top boxes coming from like Comcast and stuff like that. Anyway, that crazy remote is listening to you all the time. Even just an off-the-shelf, go to Best Buy, pick it up Roku. So not the one that comes with your TV, but just any Roku, the remote.
Yeah, because I've seen remotes like that because my old TV had that and it had little dots, but like a microphone dot. But this one doesn't seem to have it.
Doesn't seem to, but
it's got.
But yeah,
Netflix button there. And
yeah,
Disney Plus button there. So.
Yep. Oh, we love using our Rokus, and I know that by doing that, the crazy thing is listening to me all the time. But
yeah,
it's crazy when like the first time I ever heard of a pie hole was a person that was setting it up. like to use Roku and tried to block everything they could short of stopping the Roku from working at all. And that's when he found out that it was
it's
hitting all kinds.
hyphen hole. Pi
Yeah.
hyphen hole. Okay. Found it. I'll do that
Yeah.
later. Do that later. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, my thing though is I think that because like I said, I get these Spanish language commercials for no reason. Nobody in my household speaks Spanish, and I don't speak Spanish around any of my smart devices even a little, because I don't speak any Spanish except for like taco, burrito,
you don't say it with the embellishment. You just say it like a English American.
Right. So, unless I'm ordering Taco Bell, that's the extent of my Spanish speaking.
Right.
So
what you're saying is Google's a bigot.
No, my
and it assumes Taco Bell orders means that you're Spanish.
No, my theory is actually that, and like I said, this is my big conspiracy theory, is that Google and other companies that control this stuff, because like on Hulu, obviously it's Disney and all that, but they're just basically trying to acclimate people to hearing more Spanish in order to basically normalize Spanish speaking around English speaking, because
you're not the first person who said that. I
Yeah.
don't think that's a conspiracy theory. I think
that is a conspiracy theory. It's
is it? Okay.
It's just a popular one.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard somebody else say that, actually.
And so the idea is that, it makes it so that to make it so that, hey, all those illegal immigrants don't have to hide as much because they don't get dirty looks when people are speaking Spanish around them. Because if you start hearing Spanish all the time, every third or fourth ad, then when you're in the grocery store and you hear someone speaking Spanish, you don't react because you're just used to randomly hearing Spanish.
I see.
And
well, according to Wikipedia,
programming people.
According to Wikipedia, such as that may be, 14% of the Metro Nashville population is Hispanic.
Oh.
Good for them.
So maybe that's why it's leaning hard on you. Don't forget, the total French population in Canada is only 20%.
Well, that's great, but you know what? The 0% of the people in my household.
Yeah, but you're getting hit. But you're getting hit with the same thing that I get hit with.
And these devices,
you're regionally locked in language wise, and
dude,
and that's
I get ads specifically tuned to my interests all the time. Don't.
Oh,
tell
I
me
believe that.
I can't figure out what language to use. I never watch Spanish speaking. I don't. In fact, I even collect like the only other foreign shows I watch are generally like Japanese, because my wife likes anime, and occasionally Chinese. Don't watch anything in Spanish, unless you count when we're watching Mystery Science Theater 3000 and they bring in a Spanish movie, but even that's always dubbed in English. So
I like it. He's tweaking the algorithm, and you just have no idea.
Yeah, that could be. But but even if it was like, even if my son was speaking Spanish, it would know the difference between me watching something and my son, because we each have different logins to the various smart devices that we watch. So my son logs in as him, and I log in as me, and he has his own watch list and mine, and so it should know the difference. So I that's why I get into the conspiracy thing. So Mercer, are you done going off on Ahsoka? Because we're not going to talk about Ahsoka today.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we talked about Ahsoka to death yesterday.
3 hours worth.
Yeah,
we did a pretty hefty.
Show was about.
Yeah.
Sadly, I will not read that comment because then all of a sudden I'm going to start getting Google ads in that language.
I was going to say a minute ago that nobody speaks French in this house, but that would only be accurate to say nobody speaks French to each other in this house.
Yeah, you speak fluent French.
On occasion, I speak French for work, but that's probably what's screwing up the algo.
Oh man, you're starting to sound like a millennial. The algo.
The algo.
Well, he probably works with so many of them. Just rubs off.
Yeah. Well, I'm not bathed in internet culture, but I'm so steeped in it that it comes out.
So.
Well, remember I said Raffle Stomp the other day, and you had no idea what I was talking about.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So after we finished yesterday, did either of you guys watch the Clown Car Festival? I mean, the Republican debate.
So here's what I did. I because I sign up for Rumble, it likes to give me notifications. So I was like, oh wow, I was expecting it to be funny because I thought Trump was going to be on it. Spoiler alert, he wasn't.
Right.
But I had it playing on the computer speakers real loud while I was setting up my I have got my little Evil Dead. I'm slowly but surely unpacking my boxes and getting moved and settled in.
Right.
And this area is looking so cool. I might have to swap sides just so I have a better backdrop. I don't know. We'll see.
Right.
But anyway, I was listening to it. One of the guys who I'd never heard of before sounded absolutely batshit crazy. So he's not going to be anybody to worry about.
You talking about Vivek?
Might have been. It was the dude that was like, screw Ukraine. Like we need like
that was
that's Vivek.
Okay, yeah, that dude's bad.
He's actually rising up most people's radars pretty hard.
Damn, really? Oh god.
Yeah.
It's bad when I'm saying like out of the people because I wasn't watching it, I was listening to it. The Jersey governor, the fat dude, what's his name?
Chris Christie.
So
Krispy Kreme Christie.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry.
That dude and
what did you say? I didn't.
I know you don't like those, but
Yeah,
it's one of those ones that's stuck in my head. Someone got twisted about him back a number of years ago and called him Krispy Kreme Christie. So that's just mean.
When I'm saying
what racist comment? He didn't.
Yeah, I don't know, but when I say that dude and Pence were the least two crazy sounding people, that's starting to make me worry about myself. But
I would say that I liked Christie during that debate quite a bit. I think
he's a likable guy. I liked his UFO answer.
I did love the UFO thing. Like, as soon as he started saying UFO, he's like, But the funny thing about Chris Christie, I gotta say, is I never noticed it before how much he reminds me of LDG. And so, which I just love. So I want Christie to win now, just because I want the
entertainment factor.
President LDG. That's just like
Chris Christie's he's a jamoke. He'll never win.
No, here's the thing, man. He made a good point. He's got he's done it before. Like Jersey's a blue state, and he's a Republican, and he was governor there, and he was drawing parallels between himself and Reagan, former governor of a blue state. Goes on.
Well, no, that's not actually true.
How
Reagan?
So? California was
not in the '60s. It wasn't.
Reagan didn't win in the '60s. He won in the '80s. It was a blue state.
It was a blue state.
He won as president.
That's what I'm talking
In
about. I'm
the
talking
80s.
about president. Yeah, I'm talking about president. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're talking about
When Reagan was governor of California, I will tell you, my parents hated him.
well, no. Chris Christie was the Republican governor of a blue state, of a actually true on.
I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so he can't use that in that same kind of comparison.
Gorilla, I got to disagree with you on this. Is that okay? So when he was talking about Vivek and the weird last name, first of all, he was quoting Vivek because Vivek said, "Who is this guy with the weird last name?"
Me? I said that.
No.
So Gorilla was saying that Chris Christie made a racist comment.
Oh, okay. I thought he was coming after me.
And Chris Christie said the last time we had some guy come on and make a comment about the skinny guy with the weird last name, it was Obama, and we don't need another person like Obama in office. And Vivek was the one that made the comment about the weird last name. Christie was just quoting Vivek. He was,
That's a trap.
So I don't think that, I mean, to say that Christie was being racist for quoting Vivek's own joke about himself, I think that's pushing it. And in fact, I like what Obama said about like his middle name. I think that was like brilliant one time when Obama said, that his first name Barack meant whatever it means in Nigerian because of his Nigerian father. It goes, and my middle name was given to me by parents who never thought I would get into politics.
Well,
so it's like some poor hapless German who gets a middle name of Adolf or something.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Well, speaking of
but I just wonder what you guys thought, like if you thought any winners, losers. I think Trump was actually the big loser because
everybody shat on him, man. It was funny.
Well, not just that everybody crapped on him, because of course everybody's going to crap on him. Because he's the front runner, so everybody always craps on the front runner. And B, he didn't.
Is he though? Is he? Because I've
he
been
is by a long shot.
He's still
all the polls has him at about 90% right now.
So I guess that's why every time somebody poo-pooed on him, the crowd was booing. Because I noticed that.
Yeah,
I did notice that.
And
I was I was listening to it, not watching it. So.
However, I do think that's going to change. At least I hope so. I hope that these people kind of wake up and smell the coffee. That I agree with what if you watch that speech that the little 30-second clip of Christie became viral about because Christie got booed for like 10 seconds at the Faith and Freedom Conference.
Mercer, that's not true. There's a clip. Donald Trump said
he literally chose not to go.
Yeah, Trump refused. Yeah, he was absolutely invited. He was absolutely he refused.
He actually talked to
I watched Tucker Carlson.
What's his name there? Yeah, he was on Carlson,
and I'll tell you, I watched like the first 20 minutes of the Tucker Carlson interview, and I got so sick of I'm going to use some Danny language. I got so sick of the two of them blowing each other for 20 minutes that
why do you see? I just actively avoid that. The only reason,
it wasn't.
If I hadn't heard Trump speaking, I
probably talking about how awesome they both were.
Yeah,
and I was and how much everybody else sucks.
Yeah. Well, that just depends, Mercer. If he it depends on if he's violating the 14th Amendment or not. But as of right now, he can run.
But as far as that goes,
that would just disqualify him from actually being president.
No, I know. Yeah.
That would if they determine that Trump's candidacy violates the 14th Amendment, then it's over. He can't run. But you
got Republicans saying that. I mean, he ought to be a little worried.
So that could be a serious problem.
So here, I'm just going to throw it out because I would like us to pivot, and I had a really good segue, but you kept stepping on it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do the segue now, but I just want to throw this out there. I do not want Trump to be the Republican nominee because we need a Republican president to fix this shitty nation that we're in right now. The inflation is out of control. The cost of everything is out of control. It's terrible. It's terrible. We're going to have we should be in a recession, but this government is falsely propping up our economy. And I'm not trying to get all political and crazy because I vote all over the place. I'm a libertarian, but they don't have a snowball's chance in hell of winning anything in this two-party system. We cannot afford another 4 years of Democratic run shit, man. I'm sorry, but every time a Democrat's in office, my life sucks. And it just I don't know why. It just does. But when a Republican's in office, I make lots of money. Life is good. I don't want to drink myself to death. So that's where I stand. But if it's Trump, I don't know I wish no confidence was an option. I mean, I
don't want
orange juice can.
Right. I think that Trump would be a mistake, especially because he is up on charges that cannot be pardoned. And if he is convicted on those charges, then they would have to invoke the 25th Amendment and recuse him of office, and that's never happened. And we don't need that. We do not need that.
No, think about this. If this had happened 100, maybe even less, 100, 150 years ago, whatever, he'd be strung up on the White House lawn for treason if he got convicted. You realize that, or he'd be put to death. That it'll never happen in today's day and age. But I'm telling you, back when we first started this stuff, America, if a president got convicted of treason,
and Darren,
that's a crime punishable.
Georgia cannot pardon him.
Yeah, Georgia is a really screwed up. Whoever's doing this, if this is a gotcha moment, they're playing hardball because the Georgia rules, if he's found guilty, the governor of Georgia can't do anything.
Not until after his sentence is served. That's how the Georgia rules work.
Yeah, it's a sticky wicket.
Yeah. He cannot pardon himself because the president cannot pardon himself from a state crime.
That's what you got to remember. Nixon resigned because he made the deal to get immediately pardoned afterwards,
right?
So he wouldn't go to jail.
But that was and what people forget about pardons is that the president of the United States can pardon someone from federal crimes. He cannot pardon someone from state crimes. That would require the governor. And in Georgia, the way that it works is that the governor can only pardon someone after they've served their sentence. And so that means that if Trump is convicted for the racketeering charges that he's charged in Georgia on, and I don't know what the maximum sentence is, but it's multiple years in prison, then he would have to.
First of all, I don't want him to get. It'll start a fracking civil war. I don't want he doesn't need to get arrested or whatever or convicted because that'll scare me because his supporters. Will flood the streets with their guns, and it'll be civil war.
It would just be the biggest mess ever. So, besides all the legal issues, there's the fact that basically Trump is such a divisive person that as soon as he got in office, every Democrat is going to immediately dig their heels in and say, "Okay, we're not passing anything." We need someone who can truly try to bridge the gap, so to speak.
You know who we need?
And Trump ain't it.
No. We need an amendment to the Constitution so Arnold Schwarzenegger, he can run for president and he can bring this country together. Yeah. That's what we need.
Do it now. That's what they did in Demolition Man.
I know, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, look, we might as well. Half the other things from Demolition Man have come true.
Yeah.
Jeez. And man, you guys better get your house together because we can't take you guys falling to pieces.
I already told you I'm moving to Canada.
We're already screwed. You're never going to survive. I'm looking to get out here. So,
hey, we'll just move up north and eat moose meat.
We'll go further where the government doesn't care, right? We'll start a whole new country.
An igloo and eat
Speaking of failed presidencies, why don't we go ahead and discuss Vice President Baltar and his
Yes.
egregious crimes?
There we
in this
go. There's
episode.
the
That
segue.
was a
Battlestar.
great segue. That was
Damn.
one of the best segues we've ever had on this show, Danny. Congratulations.
So good. Everyone who has fuel up should take a drink. I can't.
I already had it. Yeah. In fact, my cup is in there because I washed it.
And wow, Gorilla, wait, you really have a thing today, don't you? First of all, stop with the all caps. Dude.
First of all, yeah, and
He's
don't
playing-
say the California
Stop
word.
playing Minecraft.
You're supposed to say Californians, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that
yeah,
the code word?
and I will say this.
And guys, clearly I was joking. Give me a break. I was
And
doing
you
the
do
accent.
know, well, and in fairness, you do know that Schwarzenegger has talked very openly about his family history, and he is no California sympathizer. He he does know that he has Californians in his family history, but that just because I guarantee you that any of you that are white people living in the United States of America, you probably have family history where there's slave owners in your family history. Does that make you a racist? Come
sadly,
on. That is really, really crappy to suggest that if somebody has something like that in their family history, that makes them a bad person.
I agree because growing up, my mom's listening. I don't know if she's still listening.
Yeah.
I knew more black kids with my last name than white kids, and so I was asking my mom about this. Like I had to be in middle school, I guess, and that's when I learned about that. The whole that probably meant we had slaves back in the day. But then I was glad to find out I'm not a blood Ballard. My grandpa was adopted, so I don't know what the hell I am. But,
then you find out you're a Jackson.
Oh God! No.
Yeah.
You're like, oh crap!
Dang it! Not the upgrade I was looking for.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we're all if you wanted to damn us all for the sins of our ancestors, everybody. What's the verse?
Oh, absolutely. Everybody's
Like
connected
he
to
who is
something
without
heinous. So
sin
yeah,
throw the first
First stone. Thank
Exactly.
you. Yeah.
So.
And so no family history is completely untarnished, and so and by the way, no son should be convicted on the sins of the father.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, Twinkle. You know what? I learned a fun fact about her today. She actually owns a book from the 1800s, and she's thinking about selling it. Are you nuts? And she says it's in mint condition. That's amazing to me because she's a librarian.
I have a Bible from the 1940s that's in mint condition, but that's the best I can do. It was my grandma's family Bible.
I used to have comic books older than that, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, back to the.
Oh, you want to? Okay, I'll say this before we get started. You're gonna cry, Danny. I know you cry easily, but this is like a serious cry here.
Oh no.
My dad, before he passed away, and I sat down and we were talking. Like he was, I have a pretty good sized comic book collection, and we were talking about he didn't know about like the price guide. And so he and I were looking through some of the.
Oh, I've got my Overstreet price guide still, and I don't know why. I really don't. I should burn it.
I'm sure it's hopelessly out of date anyway.
Yeah.
But we were going through the Overstreet price guide because I was looking through some of my books, and he and it's like, oh yeah, I remember I had that one, and I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, I had that one, and it's like. Really? And he goes, yep. And I was like, you're 100% sure? Yep. And it was Action Comics #1.
Here. What?
And keep in mind, my dad was born in the 30s.
No, I'm not saying I don't believe it. I'm saying, what the fuck, man?
And then so I was like, wait a minute. And so I flipped.
That's like generational money, depending on the condition.
I flipped a few pages and said, what about this one? He goes, yeah, I had that one. Detective Comics number 27.
Jesus.
I was like,
I mean,
and
I'm not even into
Batman
comics,
and
and I know
Superman.
what those are.
yeah.
Jesus.
So he had all of like his collection would have been worth, tens of millions of
millions of dollars. Yeah.
And so here's what happened. So then in the 50s, my dad went to Korea, right, during the war.
Yeah. My grandfather served in that war.
And my grandmother, who was a one of those kind of like your mom, sorry, Miss Moneypenny, gotta say it, kind of like your mom, was like, oh, these comic books are the devil's work, and so she threw them all away. Wow.
Actually, my mom, I don't know where you got that.
Well,
from.
I'm just saying,
I thought you were going to make a Jew joke. No, my mom paid.
She was a very strict conservative Christian. And so she felt that comic books were and this was a common thing back then, that they were not real reading material like books. And
she was just thrilled I was reading and drawing. Comic books really inspired me for art. And when I was young and first got into comics, I used to go to Daddy Jim's Comics.
Yeah.
He's passed away, but this was on Eastchester or Westchester at the Westchester Mall, or right by the Westchester Mall in High Point, North Carolina. And she'd take me there. When it started out, it's kind of like drugs. No, my mom never threw any of my stuff out. I could only get one.
Never threw out the smut. So she bought.
Extra. Oh, I didn't see the smut part. I just saw the throw out. I thought he saw the comics. So I started with Spider-Man.
It's confirmed.
But Spider-Man was a safe.
Bought Danny Moore smut.
No, Spider-Man was safe because he was a kid. He was a superhero. He was a good role model. And then I got into Fantastic Four because in the 90s, Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four with he
was in the Fantastic Four.
Ghost Rider and Wolverine and I want to say Grey Hulk.
Oh yeah, when it was like the dark Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and then oh man, see, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about these. My mom was great. She definitely encouraged my comic book stuff and a lot of those books that got stolen from that.
I have every issue of Fantastic Four from 25 on.
Dude, those were worth more than my Spider-Man. Do you know how much money you're sitting on if they're in good condition? I can send you the thing from the police. I was blown away.
I know. I do. We've talked about it back before you sobered up. Maybe you don't remember what we've talked.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah,
Twinkle remembers. I was a huge Spawn fan. I had the But
yeah, I am Fantastic Four is my absolute favorite. That's why, despite the fact that the MCU has kind of gone downhill, I'm still like holding my breath for Fantastic Four.
They better do it right, man. It's the first family of comics. It's like,
they have to do Fantastic Four right. They absolutely have to, because they have been done dirty, 4 times over.
Yeah.
And
I still haven't seen Fan Four Stick, and I refuse to.
Dude. Yeah, we should watch that together. It is
hell no. Why do you want to torture me?
Because it is so good. Dude, as a person who appreciates comic books, you will just die on the inside. It's so bad. It's like, and as a movie, it's so bad. Like Sue Storm's hair changes like 3 times in the same scene because of the reshoots, because like they did her hair to where it's blonde but like has like, it's like brown with blonde highlights, but then with the reshoots she's just wearing a platinum blonde wig.
And Stanley,
so
I agree, as do most people, but I'm pretty sure I've heard Gary from Nerdrotic say that 100,000 times.
Well, that's actually the one thing, like people say you can't do a Fantastic Four movie, and The Incredibles is proof that that's wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because The Incredibles is actually the way the Fantastic Four needs to be done as a family film.
Exactly. That's what it is.
The Fantastic Four, and in fact, some of the best comic book stories with the Fantastic Four is when the focus of the story is about the family unit. Not just about the action stuff. The action stuff is secondary to whatever the family drama is.
So I know you guys come here for the Battlestar Galactica talk, and I tried to make the segue 15 minutes ago, but we're pushing in an hour now, and I'm sorry, but we start talking comic books, and Jesus, man, we might as well be talking about.
You're muted, Jason, so that's why you're not having any input.
Oh, yes, excellent. Good job, me.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a lot to say anyway, but because it's comic books.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's
Not
kind of
that I didn't like them. I just never.
No, like, okay, yeah, I'll check out.
Yeah, I know. It's the same thing. It's like you show up in here, even if it's before the stream starts and there's a video game on the screen, and I can just see your face. You're just like,
we'll definitely have to watch.
It's like, what are you subjecting me to?
Fant 4-Stick is so bad. I actually have it somewhere around here. I
You supported that piece of junk by buying it on physical.
No. I'm. This is no joke. Okay, and then now this was years ago, before I even created this YouTube channel. My official review of Fant 4-Stick was I bought the DVD. I set it down on my driveway.
Hey, I wish I had the ability to put that comment up, but hey, Ariel, I'm doing good, girl. How you doing? Yeah, give you that Barry White voice. Thanks for joining us. Yeah.
Yeah, but look at what you let out with.
Oh yeah,
and I'm just sitting here chilling and.
It's like stick. Me and Bader, like
that's the official stick, exactly. Yeah.
All right, so picture a shot of just the concrete in front of my house, right? So the camera's just pointing down at the concrete. I throw the DVD on the concrete in the box still, right? And so the box with the Fant 4-Stick lands in the middle of the frame, and then pour a little gasoline, throw a match on it, and start to burn. I put the fire out with my own urine. That was my review. That
wasn't cool, man. I took that down. Don't be mean. That's mean. Don't be mean. That was me. Anyway.
What?
Yeah. You've told me this story before, but how do you still have it then if you set it on fire?
Huh?
You said you still had it.
I still have the charred remains of that.
Oh, okay.
Because it's somewhere I still have the chart. I'll show it to you. I actually have
the only way I will watch
Twinkle. It wasn't real urine because it was just water in a bottle that I made spray to make it look like I was peeing on it from off camera.
Ooh, yeah.
But yeah,
that's what I'm talking about, Ariel. Ooh, yeah. You might as well just keep them on, baby, because I'll just keep on coming with it. Yeah.
Hey Ariel, if you give me a super chat and I'll let him talk like that through the whole review.
I don't know if I could do that, but anyway, so.
Or we'll start having a competition, Ariel. You know that.
Yeah, really like do like the midnight radio stream, like the old overnight shock jocks that used to just sit there and be controversial all night.
The only
Today
way
we're gonna be talking about Battlestar Galactica, baby.
Eventually we will. If we don't start talking about it in 6 minutes, I'm giving up. So, so the only way I'll watch a movie that has been by every single, like literally 10 out of 10, 100% of people I know and trust that review stuff call it a dumpster fire. Only way I'll agree to watch it is if you let me watch a pirated version of it, because I do not want to support that movie in any way, shape, or form. Only way. And if
I've never watched it. I watched the first two that were actually tied together, and although they're extremely camp,
the Tim Story movies,
yeah. I enjoyed them.
Look at how the tide has changed, Jason. You have a chance. Look at Ariel. She says, "Come on." She wants to hear yours. She wants to hear yours, man. Come on.
Okay.
Oh God.
I got to
with fire.
Good evening from the French in the East.
Hey, no, that's not fair. No,
yeah. If you start speaking French, we both lose. So.
Yeah, right. I mean, come on.
All Say it doucement.
Speaking of irresistible sounding men, let's get back to
say something like "I have to go to the bathroom really bad" in French. Or I just wet myself. There we go. In French. Come on, go ahead, say it.
I haven't had to say that in so long. I don't even remember how to say it. There are certain things I've just lost that I'd have to look it up again.
Oh my God. Twinkle said
I can only say, like,
vampire
one thing in
voice
French.
with a French accent.
Hold
Now
on.
you're turning her on. See, like this is oh god, you know.
What have we done?
Hey, you know.
Asseyez-vous, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah, I can't.
So you know what is kind of funny is Callie is looking on us with disgust, as though
Yes, she is.
I know, right?
we
Yeah,
have
she's
abandoned her.
It's like, what
Totally
is wrong
judging
with
us.
you people? You're supposed to be reviewing this show.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting there trying to speak
This
French.
was I remember this was an intense episode. Star Killer. I keep calling him that. What's his BSG name?
Crash down.
Yeah.
Crashdown. He just lost his stuff.
This-
man.
this-
Oh, well, I mean, he was lost when they crashed. This
yeah, but
was
he really went over the cliff here because he was like,
yeah.
you know, wants to send her on a suicide mission, and everybody knows it. And he's like, dude, what like? So I gotta say, I know it's as much as I enjoy watching these. I wish we were watching them a little slower because we're so far ahead now, and I know Baltar's fall from grace. But I actually really dug, like, I liked how he stepped it up in this episode because, like, he would have killed her. He would have killed her.
Oh yeah, if they had followed his plan, they all would have ended up dead.
Yeah,
And it was all on his twisted sense of duty that they all would have ended up dead. He just the problem is that Crashdown was not mentally mentally equipped to be a leader, and he was just kind of forced into this situation because of the
wasn't he
war.
like Boomer's like co-pilot? Not even the pilot. He was just Boomer's co-pilot,
Right.
right?
He was like he was the radio guy.
My God, this dog. I thought they were taking you to the vet. Oh, sorry, the dog that's not mine.
Uh-oh.
Man farts. They're just disgusting.
Uh-oh.
Just smells so bad.
Oh, there is
If
nothing
anybody
worse
knows
than
how
a
to
party dog.
Oh
If
yeah,
anybody knows how to fix
that'll fumigate a house, man.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, you're not a farty dog. That's a good thing.
And it's too little to be that dangerous.
Well, she does like to climb up and sit right in front of my face, so no, it could be
So,
bad if she was.
Thank heavens for
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? This comment from Stan kind of ties into the hot mess because Crashdown. Oh. Yeah, no, Danny's dying.
You okay, Danny?
I gotta put the dog outside. This is gross. I'm gonna throw up. I'll be right back.
Yes. Danny, you were going to call him Danny in quotations, Iron Stomach Ballard.
Well, you know, he'll have to buy a little thing of Vicks Vapo Rub and just stick it under his nose. That'll take care of the problem.
Or
You won't
maybe
smell anything.
You know, if Danny was a pilot, his call sign would be Man Tier.
Oh my God, that was the worst one ever.
You need some Vicks Vapo Rub so you could just like smear it under your nose and then that'll bury the smell.
I got some. I'll be back.
Shouldn't have said anything.
Just a dab. Don't put too much. Or he'll be crying. It'll be like me. I had to stop eating the angry Cheetos because I breathed at one moment while
any other remedies, or if anybody knows how to get the dog to stop.
Just don't put too much. Just like a tiny little doop, because a little dab will do you, and then you'll just smell mint for the next hour.
Oh, that worked.
Yeah.
Oh man, thank you, Jason.
You'll probably breathe like you haven't in a long time too.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. All right. Anyway, sorry about that.
So Patrick, Stan was saying that Crashdown went full on with, you know, the super complicated. I'm going to show who I am, but rather than showing who he was, the way he thought, he went full.
The problem
crazy.
was, he didn't know how to be a leader. He just knew what he was taught at the academy and recited it.
Yeah, he went so by the book that it actually was dangerous to keep going that way.
Right.
Oh, I love The Great Outdoors too, Ariel. That's where Lips and Assholes came from. That's a great movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
That's the name of a movie?
No, The Great Outdoors. They called he's like,
Oh, I thought
Aykroyd was giving him
I
grief
thought Lips and
Over the hot dogs, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you know what those are made out of, right? Lips and
ears.
assholes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
that sounds like a horrible movie. I mean,
how did you even get that onto the cover art for the movie? I don't understand how this works. What's going on?
that sounds horrible. I mean, it's like even Look, I mean, whatever you're into, dude, but that's not,
Yeah, that's like the behind the curtain.
yeah, that's behind the curtain. That's behind the curtain. That's like way back there, you know. And he was talking about Two Girls, One Cup. I mean, come on, that's the one. The girls from Two Girls, One Cup are like, yes.
I am so glad I never watched that. I did record because that was back in the MySpace days. I did record people's reactions, but fortunately, I was on the other side of the screen, so I never had to see it. It's like,
well, good for you.
You know what freaked me out though? An ex of mine, her dad,
he was
wanted to do the. No. He wanted to do this. He wanted to, it was like some kind of stupid online MySpace challenge where you post videos of people's reactions in real time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I recorded, and he was into it, and that disturbed me. That because I'd seen plenty of people gross out, almost throw up, you know.
Run.
And he was just
run.
Yeah.
Yeah. If people don't turn it off, you need to run away from those people.
Yeah, no, and well, I'm not going to say they're related, but we broke up shortly thereafter. So you know.
Yes.
So I take it you've seen it then.
I would like to say I didn't,
but you have.
See, the look on her face, on Callie's face right now, is a little bit more appropriate.
Yeah.
But, so let's
get into Crashstone goes full by the book, but psycho about it.
Yes, I know. We're trying to do the show, but you need to stop that. All right, so so they're looking at the dog tags from the the two dudes that died.
Yeah.
And now, okay, there we go. For some reason, my player was messing up. Crashdown gives a really crappy little memorial speech.
Yeah.
And then grabs the dog tags and then they go to figure out what's going on. The Cylons are dismantling a heavy raider, which is kind of weird. Isn't that kind of, I mean, because the heavy raider is a living thing.
Part of it is.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming part of it obviously isn't.
I hope not.
Otherwise that's body horror for Cylons.
Yeah. That's got it jacked up right there. It's like,
yeah. This is crazy. There's hopefully my internet doesn't go out of nowhere. There's a torrential downpour outside. Just literally out of nowhere.
Okay.
Oh, well, it could be the apocalypse considering California got buried in water. So,
Yeah.
So they figure out that they're building a missile battery, and they assume that what the Cylons are going to do is just basically not bother to come after them, but just nuke the whole valley.
Yeah.
Because, which makes sense. And meanwhile, on Galactica, good old Doc Cottle's running through the hallways with his cigarette.
Yeah.
Because that's just Doc Cottle.
Yeah, I'm trying to quit. I'm sure you guys have noticed I've busted out the vaping device. So yeah. I do need to quit smoking cigarettes.
But he's literally on his way into the operating room with a cigarette hanging out of it.
Yeah. All right. Can you guys see it? There's a mess. Sorry. You see it?
Oh yeah, the trees are going and everything.
The trees moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pouring. Like I've never seen it pour like this out here.
Is it like is it related to that tropical storm that
it has to be the Hillary thing? Yeah. It's gotta be.
I mean, I don't know how long it would take it to reach you guys.
It would be at most a day, so this is probably something else.
Yeah.
Because Hillary already happened, so.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I would think that Hillary would have dissipated by now. So, I think Edward James almost just wanted a vacation, and that's why they
Yeah.
It's like, I'm just going to take a nap.
Him and his
I
hairy
need like
nipples.
4 days of easy shooting. What can you come up with?
Yeah.
Good evening, dinner bells. Thanks for joining. You got here just in time. We're just now getting started, really.
And of course, there's Ty adjusting
his zero
his feet
fracks.
with the bottle there.
Yeah.
And then the quorum wants to talk to Ty, and Ty's like, yeah, whatever. I don't want to talk to them. But they're like, yeah, I kind of got to. Meanwhile, President Rosalind is starting to get a little crazy in her gel cell because she's out of her Kamala extract, and she's starting to go through withdrawals. And apparently,
You got any more of that, Kamala?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently, this stuff is such a crazy drug that while she's taking it, she has occasional hallucinations. But when you stop taking it, you just go completely off the rails crazy. You okay there, Danny?
Damn, I just never seen it this bad. It's like messing up I just did my patio the other day, too.
Well, what are you going to do? Go out there and catch the water?
Dude, wow. I need to turn this back on. Like, you guys, this is unreal. Like, anyway, go ahead. Sorry. I've never seen this in Vegas before. Literally,
for those of us
13
that
years.
don't live in a desert, we see that kind of thing all the time. I will tell you that torrential downpours are a common thing in the South.
Wow, man, that tree's going to come down.
I'm trying to see if I can find some.
Yeah, that's the one thing you got to worry about is that since your soil isn't, like as strong as the soil that we have in areas like this, the trees could come down. Like that's a big problem they had in California.
That's like, if it kept going, I would have turned my blur back off and turned around. This tree was like horizontal, and it came back up. But it was.
Did it stop or?
No, it's thunder. I don't know. I guess you didn't hear the thunder.
Still going?
Yeah. Wow. Anyway.
That's weird. It's not raining down on the strip.
I live in Southern Highlands, so at the southernmost point of Vegas, on the 15, right before you get to Sloan.
Weird. It must be very on the edge of the city because I'm looking at down by the Erie, and it's not raining down there either.
Yeah.
Weird. So Danny's lying is what
No, we saw the truth. Of course, all the cool webcams are all on the strip, of course. So trying to look these up online is kind of dumb.
Anywho,
yeah.
So the guard's going to help, though, right? The guard.
The Billy's going to trick the guard.
He's that same guard that was with her when they were going down the halls all the wrong ways too.
Yeah.
So you're south of Vegas?
It's called Southern Highlands. I'm in between Vegas and Sloan. It's still a Las Vegas address.
Right, but what direction is it from Vegas proper?
Southwest. I'm like,
oh yeah, geez, yeah. I see the cell. It's like directly south of Sloan now.
Yeah, and I am just north of Sloan, like at border Sloan.
I was just looking on AccuWeather.
Yeah, I'm looking at the radar. Okay, so the weather goes southwest to northeast. So, yeah, it was a big red blob of doom that went over Sloan.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty. When it's that heavy, when it goes to red, that's impressive.
I mean, I don't know if you guys can hear it. I can literally hear it.
I did at one point. I could have sworn I did at one point.
Because it's so windy, the rain is going, it's beating into my glass door. You know what I mean? And
Is there an airport near you?
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes away tops.
On St. Rose, there's a private one where all the rich people do their jets.
Right.
So
but McCarran or not McCarran is just up the road from you too. So
yeah, it's. I mean, the other one's definitely a lot closer. I mean, for sure.
yeah.
What do they call it now? The Harry Reid Airport, I think is. What
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'll keep calling it McCarran until I die.
Is it still raining now for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's all good. We don't have to. Here's down with the weather. You know, like,
Man, we are just not down for doing anything Battlestar today. It's like politics, weather, comic books. Man, we're just punching it out tonight.
Gorilla just can't fix his cap locks.
Well, he keeps playing Minecraft and insists on turning cap locks on in Minecraft. I don't know why.
Uh-oh.
All right, so back to the actual reason we're
all drug withdrawals in prison.
Do you guys hear that? It did it again. Oh, now it's okay. It's dying down. Yeah, it was like beating against the glass. That was crazy. Anyway. What happened?
Where'd the show go?
So, for those of you that care, this is what Danny's talking about.
Oh.
This is
that big mass of red.
Yeah, this is the weather that's going through Danny's area.
Yeah, see, okay, I'm basically see where it says. You see where it says Sloan,
right? Sloan is right here,
and then there's the private airport.
I'm right in between where that little green is that you're showing right now. I'm in between the 15 thing and the Sloan. That's where I live, right?
So you're in this general area.
No, right below.
No,
right?
Just on that little tiny triangle.
There you go, right there. That's where I'm at right now. Yeah.
So yeah, you weren't even in the heart of it then.
Yeah, and it was still pretty bad. So I don't know. Anyway,
Oh,
there was a little bit of red there for a second.
Yeah, but the worst of it was off to the east of you.
Yeah, going toward Henderson. Those poor suckers. Anyway,
and Whitney, I guess, is getting hit right now. So
it's probably like the entire rainfall for the
season. But it
for
looks
some
like
of those
there's
areas.
another band of it heading your way.
Great.
If it reaches you.
Well, it finally calmed down.
Yeah. We'll hope that it hits you and wipes you out.
Yeah. Anyway.
The mole people are going to be having a bad day right now.
Yeah, Ariel, no, that's not hail. That was just beads of water hitting really hard against because what happens with, it's raining hard and the huge gust of wind just makes it go right horizontal.
Yeah. All right, so back to the real thing. So the president's kind of crazy, and then Billy finds out that the guard there happens to be religious, and that's what kind of clues him in that the guard might be willing to help, because the guard is listening to the rantings of the president and says it sounds like she's talking about the scrolls of Pythia. Which Billy's like, well, wait a minute, you know about that? And he's like, yeah. So it's like, well, maybe you could help. And Gorilla said the reason all caps because he was yelling at you.
Oh, yeah, he's still mad at me for making that D-word comment in front of his kid, apparently. So,
well, and then he's, of course, he's mad at Chris Christie for not being a racist, apparently.
But the man does love his donuts. So
he does. Hey, you know what? I can't fault him for that because I love donuts too.
I miss them so much. But anyway.
And he, but I just love the fact that he looks like LDG. I can't see him without seeing LDG. And I just love that because LDG could change his channel to President Pickles if he won. And that would be so freaking awesome. All right. So anyway, so they're spying on the Cylon. Meanwhile, Baltar is having talk with Head 6 about the whole thing about how Cobol is cursed.
I mean, where would you rather be? Like, can you blame come on.
Well, fighting for survival or hanging out in a beautiful beach house with a blonde supermodel. Yeah, tough choice.
Yeah, right.
I mean, even if 6 is not your type, I'd still choose the beach house. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and then they figure out what they're doing.
Yeah,
They're setting up.
they figure out
anti-air.
that they took the Dratus dish off of the.
'Cause they know that people are going to try to come rescue them, and then this will be
Yeah.
the way they can shoot them down.
Right, which it's actually a very smart strategy because this does more damage to shoot down incoming rescue vehicles than to worry about killing a couple of people on the ground. And so they're like, oh crap, we need to do something. Meanwhile, on the Galactica, they're planning a rescue mission. You really have a
Did I say that out loud? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, lip gloss? What? Trigger word? What?
Yeah. Just wait until Ty and 6 get together, then you can see some hot action there. All right, so
One-eyed Ty. Anyway.
Yeah. So the core.
Oh my God, this is where he just. Oh God, I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, this is where he starts to go fully off the rails.
Yeah. So the core meets up with Ty, and
you could tell by the look on his face in that one pause you had a second ago. He just was like, dude's off the reservation.
I just love how he says, there's a line, I've got it up here. He goes, he believed in freedom and democracy and all that good stuff.
Yeah. And the way he said it is all that good stuff.
And he's clearly, inebriated at this point.
Yeah, he's been drinking and he doesn't want anything to do with these guys, but he kind of has to because he's in charge.
Evil Ellen. Here she is.
Evil Ellen. I love that you call her that. Decides to go visit the president and sees that the president is clearly off her rocker, and then we see a dizzying shot of Baltar as he was observing the Cylons and dropping his field glasses, and the Cylons working on their battery. And the idea here is that did Baltar get a good look at the Cylons or not? Well, not really.
I'm quite confident that he lied his face off when he got back.
But
with his
he is
recon.
the hand of God, so his word is.
Well, hey, he pointed at a
right.
screen and knew exactly where Apollo had to shoot.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
He's just ridiculously lucky. That's what he is. If luck was truly a superpower like Dominus from Death,
hey, you know what?
Then Baltar's got
his theme song could very easily be "Luck Be a Lady Tonight."
Yes. And that lady is stuck in his head.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah. Luck be a lady tonight. I'm gonna have Sinatra stuck in my head.
Sorry.
So now Crashdown is you could tell Crashdown starting to go off his rails when he's no longer wearing his full uniform. He's got starts showing his guns. It's like okay, Crashdown, and notice he's wearing all the dog tags of everybody's died.
Is that kind of like in Vietnam?
That's what I thought the first time I saw that was his obsession with all the dog tags around his neck was like the whole ears thing.
Yeah. I think that they just couldn't get away with the ears with the censor, so they
It also would not have made sense. They were his men. So.
Yeah.
It was kind of a bit of a mess. Yeah.
That would have been a little gross.
And this is like where everybody here knows this guy is batshit crazy and is giving him bad orders.
Right.
And they're just hoping Chief will say something, but he doesn't. Chief keeps backing this dude up.
Chief Tyrrell believes in the chain of command.
Yeah.
Chief Tyrrell is it's kind of funny because of everybody there, Chief Tyrrell is the only one there with any real military experience.
Yeah, he should know. I remember when we were watching this. And remember, guys, if you go to supportsalty.com, you can, I'm sure this one's posted by now, right? Our live reaction to this one?
I would hope so.
You're fired. You're fired. This isn't posted. You're fired.
Hey, I got the Gorn one up.
Oh, okay. That's a lengthy one too. So
yeah, that one took a long time to get.
Like, and you said the same thing when we were watching this on our live stream, supportsalty.com. And I was just like, can't he just be like, you're mentally compromised, emotionally compromised, you're unfit? Like, was there no kind of, I've never been in the military. Is there no wiggle room there? No chain of command, like regulation that he could have?
Not unless he says to do something that is illegal. And honestly, he doesn't do that until he pulls the weapon on Callie. And that's when, and that notice,
Chief still didn't do anything.
Chief does at that point. Chief steps in.
We'll get there. Okay, we'll get there.
Yeah. But yeah, until he crosses that line, Chief Tyrrell is 100% going to back.
And I still don't get, like, Baltar's the frickin' vice president right now, right?
That's
like,
my one problem with it, is that Chief Tyrrell does not recognize the authority of the vice president. In fact, he insults him because at one point he calls him Doc, and Baltar says, "I am not a doc. A doc is a loading facility. You can call me Doctor or Mr. Vice President." And then Chief Tyrrell's response was, "Well, you're loading something now, aren't you?" You know,
when he was carrying the gear,
and it's like, dude,
that was my biggest problem with this.
No real military man would talk to the vice president of the United States.
No, technically, correct me if I'm wrong, Baltar's the highest ranking officer there, right? Like, he's the second.
Well,
technically, no. Only the president has official title. The vice president does not have an official rank. The president of the United States is commander-in-chief of the United States military. The vice president is not the assistant commander-in-chief. The vice president is just the guy that takes over if the president is incapacitated.
Hey, I'm going to throw this question out to you guys and the chat, because I'm trying to quit smoking cigarettes, but I feel like I'm smoking this more. Am I? I am, aren't I?
You might be, because it goes down easier.
Yeah.
It's delicious, though.
Well, that's the problem. It's like, cigarettes don't come in like cherry flavor.
I don't know what flavor this is. It's called Vape-tasia, but it's Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road.
Are we sure that? Are we sure that?
Are you playing Mario Kart or are you vaping?
No, look, that's what.
No, I know.
A little THC in the mix there.
Yeah. No. But I've actually, I think you would be proud of me.
I know you said
you were saying last week.
No, because like pretty soon I really do want to try to get a job. And believe it or not, even though pot's legal here, most places still test you for pot.
I still can't picture you having a job with your time blindness.
Wait, no, well, hey, whatever. I was on time today. I was waiting on you guys. What the hell? God.
Okay. When you can actually call me at 10 o'clock in the morning, my time.
What time is that my time?
That'd be 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock your time.
No, I'm waking up at 8. No, on a good day. No, on a good day, I'm waking up at 8.
I was going to say, and on an excellent day, we're getting content for our Fuel Up commercial.
Yeah. No,
if you're lucky, you're getting up at noon your time.
Dude, no, that's not. First of all, you're exaggerating. Maybe noon your time. Everybody in the chat, if you want to chime in on my vape question, please feel free to in the chat. But you've got to, one of these days, when you call and wake me up, you've got to record that, because that'd be perfect.
We plan to. Yeah.
I was trying to think of something we could say before we dial you. Like say, "Hey, did you have your fuel up?" I sure did.
Here we go. Yeah. That's I just got to get my shaker and stuff, and then we can actually do it for real.
Yeah. All right, damn it, Terry, you're watching this.
Help. A poor Canadian boy wants some stuff.
That don't know, Danny sounds like someone like, he's, on a, I will tell you, to be fair, I've talked to Danny after, when he has a hangover, and there is a difference with Danny with a hangover and when Danny is not with a hangover. Danny not with a hangover, Danny completely sober, waking him up, is like any normal person with the worst hangover they've ever had in their life. So that's.
I can't even do an impersonation of myself because I'm never cognizantly aware enough.
I know.
I can't reproduce it because I've called you before in the morning your time, and it's just like, are you okay?
Yeah, it's like, I seriously worry about you. I'm like, oh my gosh, did somebody hit you in the head? It's like.
So on the flip side of that coin, I'm curious because I don't remember either of these. Do I sound worse hungover or better?
Oh, you sound better than when you're really hungover. When you're really hungover, oh man, you are bad.
Well, it's been a minute.
Yeah. I mean, you do things like just hang up or just sit there and breathe into the phone for minutes.
I thought you said I sounded like Chewbacca. Or so no, when I'm hungover, I just breathe into the phone.
Right.
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you're waking me up in my normal state, it's like waking up a bear, apparently. It's like
if on a good day, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And there, by the way, there's a Stan Lee's take on it all.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. This is day one of switching to the vape. So,
although being in Ontario, so Canada in general, Stan Lee probably stopped smoking because smoking up here is a very spendy habit.
Shit. How much do you think a pack of cigarettes? How much do you think a pack of smokes in Vegas costs? On
like a normal,
off the strip. Like I'll let you do both, on the strip and off the strip.
On the strip, probably $18.
Boom, ding, 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 ding. Absolutely correct. Off the strip,
between 11 and 13.
Just under 11
Okay.
for the ones I smoke. Camel Crush for a pack. Yeah.
Just a pack, not a carton. A pack.
No, a pack.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. You know how much this little bottle of vape juice costs?
Smoke?
Well, this is why I switched to vaping because I'm poor now. So hey, any of you guys want to help me out there? How much do you think this bottle costs, which is supposed to be like more than a carton, supposedly? How much do you think this cost?
That'd be
the
like
equivalent to more of a carton.
Of that vial? That's probably like
for this
$10.
Yeah.
That's probably like $10 for that.
It's like 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see. Anyway.
Yeah, man. I remember back when I smoked, it was like you'd spend like $5 for 2 packs.
Dude, so I grew up in North Carolina. That's tobacco country. When I first started smoking, 89 cents a pack. This is in the 90s.
Were you like 3 years old when you started smoking?
This was in 1996. 89 cents a pack.
Yeah, it was cheap. It was really cheap. Even
in North Carolina, because that's where like the two biggest tobacco companies are, is in North Carolina.
Yeah, back in the day, it would be like $5 maybe.
Well, granted, I was on the West Coast and taxes were always really high there, so that might be why it was so much more. But yeah, that's insane,
dude. I remember when I was a little kid, they would sell. They don't do this anymore. Candy cigarettes. They were trying to condition us.
Yeah.
The old Popeye cigarettes. Oh, everybody had those, man. Yeah, if you lived in North America, you know what those are. And if you don't, that's how I know how young you are.
Exactly. I was going to say of a certain age.
Yeah.
All the cool kids have candy cigarettes. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Now they just say, you know what, kids, you can't have candy cigarettes. But
this intermission was brought to you by. Now screw this. They don't pay us. Fuel Up.
Yeah. Because it's like crack, which is more legal than cigarettes in some states. You know?
And that's actually true, especially in Oregon.
Yeah, we get to say that up here now too. So, British Columbia.
That's like, it's like, gee, I wonder why places like Oregon have turned into a crap hole when they've legalized pretty much everything.
Everything's legal there.
Vancouver is basically like the Canadian version of Portland and Seattle right now.
And it's like, did they really think that was going to go well?
Hold up, Gorilla. Damn it, you really got to give me permission. Gorilla, I don't think you can buy them anymore. So sure, if you're not kidding, but I think it's illegal.
No, they still make them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some of the specialty candy stores that are around do carry them.
You can still find them occasionally. You just won't find them in supermarkets anymore.
I thought
go up to the Venetian.
Yeah.
And there's a huge candy store in there if it survived the pandemic. I bet you can find them in there.
Oh my God, Bray Wyatt died.
Who's that?
Yeah, it's who?
He's a wrestler. He was the Fiend.
Oh, wow.
How old was he?
Very young.
Oh.
He was 80.
Too much steroids.
No. He was... Oh my God. Yeah, he just died today. Oh my God. At 36. He's younger than me.
That is young.
Oof.
Oh my God. Why do people got to send me this bad news when I'm live on air? That's not cool. Oh, man. Just announced. Yeah, just announced 28 minutes ago. Damn. Oh, man.
You going to be okay?
Oh, man. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
No, I know, but damn, 36. What is it with wrestlers dying? I mean, that's so young. My God.
Yeah, but
for one
hardcore sports like that, quote unquote fake or not, they take a toll on the body, man.
Well, and a lot.
No, Stan, it wasn't. He's been gone since almost a year because of a undisclosed illness. So maybe we'll find out he had cancer. So I have no idea. But
yeah, that would make sense. And if he's left because of an illness and now he's dead, well,
yeah. And it's been what about 8 months he's been gone. So yeah.
So you can get candy cigarettes off of Amazon for $6.99 a pack.
I thought they were illegal. Wow.
Which
don't send them to me, Gorilla. I was just kidding. I thought they were illegal.
I'm sorry, $6.99 for 4 packs. Way cheaper than regular cigarettes. So, I would say buy those instead of your cigarettes and just stick that in your mouth.
Well, I'm just gonna see how the vape thing goes. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I've had other friends, it was recommended to me, that have actually they got it off cigarettes completely. And then they wean themselves down to zero nicotine, and then they wean themselves off completely. So I'm going to see if that works for me. I've had quite a few people recommend that. So,
but yeah, if you're feeling nostalgic, I don't know if you've ever been to it. The place is called It's Sugar. It's in the Venetian on the main floor.
Okay.
And they carry all the candies from when we were kids.
Oh my God! I got to turn this off.
Yeah.
Stop watching
turn off the bad news.
We're already watching a depressing episode of Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah. Oh man. And I'm doing my first. You know what sucks? So I'm doing my first wrestling show in months tomorrow morning.
Well, and we got something to talk about then.
Well, we already do. We're talking about All In, but yes.
Well, now you got something else to talk about that takes precedence.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man. Shit.
Frick.
Look at Chief's look. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Chief's like, I can't believe it. Danny won't review the show. All right,
thanks for making me laugh.
All right, so they're all kind of upset because he's just now trying to do this stupid by the book plan. And he's like, you can tell, he's literally just reciting the manual, where he's like, okay, we're going to do a 4-card plan. Card 1, we do this. And Baltar's like, what is he talking about with these cards?
Or graph. I don't even know where they got the
for graph plan. Graph 1, planning stage. And he's like, what's with these graphs? He goes, well, the 4 graphs are something they teach in war college. I've just never heard them used so literally before,
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to say graph 1. That's just something they show 4 graphs.
Yeah, Star Killer is clearly out of his element.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is not a leader.
No. He's a backseater, and that's it.
Yeah. And so
God, dang, Stan, that's not funny, bro. I mean, come on.
What?
Nothing.
Stan's just trying to add levity to the sad.
And so now evil Ellen is basically telling
and it blows up in his face. It's stupid.
Yeah. That you should get the quorum because the quorum wants to see the president.
Yeah, she's back.
Yeah, I loved this though. This is actually the thing for me that
because Saul was actually doing the right thing by keeping the quorum
that's
away.
why I call her evil Ellen, and
because the president was
I almost want to say I'm glad the bitch is dead, but I kind of took it harder than I thought I would, so I don't know.
But Saul was technically doing the right thing by keeping people away from her because, he was thinking, well, she's ill, and she's also a prisoner. And so she's in no condition to take visitors. But Ellen's like, oh yeah, let them see her. She's completely crazy. And then they'll know that, she can't run things.
Yeah. Little did she know that they're a bunch of religious zealots also. And her brand of crazy was right up their alley. So it's like,
Meanwhile, Baltar and Six are still hanging out on the.
Oh, hey man, let me have a little. Oh, never mind.
What?
Oh, you took away his treat.
I was going to say, let me have a little bit of joy right now. Just like, let me linger on that for a minute. Yeah, she's beautiful. All right. Okay. I'm good. Thank you.
You sure you're all right then?
For now. Yeah. For now. Yeah,
all right. So, so now they're all getting ready for the big assault. And of course, nobody is ready for this, but hey. And so now, Saul decides, yep, we're going to go ahead and go with Ellen's plan now that he's good and drunk. He calls the bridge.
No, it's why I call her evil Ellen.
Yeah,
she's literally pouring the booze, like practically force feeding him booze.
Yes, that's why Adana said she brought out the worst in him.
Yeah.
And so, meanwhile, the rescue operation is now moving in as well. So we've got everything coming to a head and look at that. That is a great effect shot right there. I mean, that looked.
Yeah, they did do a good job.
Especially for, what is this, 2005 at this point? Like,
this would be 05. Yeah. When they would have been producing this would have been 05 or early 06.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, they're sitting there trying to figure out what to do because they hear the sonic booms, but then they also see that there's more Cylons on the ground than there should be, and at this point, this is where Chief Tyrrell finally starts to say something, because he says, "Look, if all 5 Cylons are here, that means that the Dreidus dish is unguarded.
It's vulnerable."
Yes, we could double time it back there and take that out, and they won't be able to shoot down.
Man, we don't know. There's only 5. There could be more. But we don't need to waste time. We need to attack.
Exactly.
Time is now.
He's like, be out of his freaking mind, man.
Right.
Yeah, this is my plan. I'm the boss, and
right.
Yeah.
So he wants them to go ahead and do the assault anyway, and Callie freezes at this point. Now, keep in mind, Callie, and they actually talked about this earlier, none of these people are combat veterans except for Chief Tyrrell. And Callie even said the only reason she joined the military was to pay for dental school.
Yeah.
Knowing what I know now, I'm actually even more disappointed that Chief wasn't the one to step in.
Well, keep in mind, and you're talking about the fact that they end up together.
Yeah, they're married, have a baby and shit.
Yeah, but remember, they were not in love at this point.
But
I think
she's been spent with him the whole time. I mean, come on.
She's been hung up on Chief Tyrrell forever.
Yeah,
but Chief Tyrrell didn't really have feelings for her at this point. But I think that he basically, but he always puts the uniform first, and at this point,
not in some of the most recent stuff we watched, but at this point,
yeah. So this is where, look at that look. This is where he goes.
Oh God, yeah.
This is where he's going.
He Star
full
Killer
on crazy here.
Yeah. Is it bad that I kind of wish we'd have seen his brains get blown out? Like, I guess because this was on Sci-Fi, not network TV. They could have showed it.
Now, Sci-Fi standards and practices. This show pushed their standards and practices
the limit.
Dude, we got to see side boob like quite a few times.
Yeah. But you know what's weird is there's a funny little dance between whether you're seeing boobage or blood and guts.
Right.
There's a really weird dance with that.
Blood on this show than you typically saw back then.
Yeah.
But
I still would have liked to see chunks of his brain falling off the tree. That would have
been
right. The only shows that were able to get away with anything gory at all were the CSIs of the time. Because they were always in the
like medical gory as well.
Yeah.
But even shots like this were stuff that they had to fight for with the standards and practices. The fact that they have a gun pointed at her head. Standards and practices did not like this shot because that's something that they don't like portraying on television.
You know what sucks, man? Is one of these days I am going to have to go. Is there a way to just listen to his podcast instead of just doing the commentary tracks? I have to play the episodes again because I actually
not that I know of, because I don't know if they're still available on the internet, but
because I would love all this shit because you listen. Yeah, because
he's been back listening. He's got so much dirt on this show. I would just we're gonna he's the Wikipedia of this show right now
at this point.
And so right here you see now this is where Chief is like, nope, you have crossed the line, buddy. And so he is threatening an officer.
When push came to shove, he couldn't pull the trigger. Baltar had to.
Well, he was trying to stop him, but
there was no stopping Star Killer at this point, man. He's full blown, evil.
Look at that. It's like, I'm crazy. And so Baltar does pull the trigger.
Look at those eyes.
Yeah.
I say this all the time. The man can act with his face alone. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
God, I love it. He's how he's not in more stuff boggles my mind. His face is so emotive, It's like, there he is. Why didn't we see chunks of brain right there in that shot? Come on.
I'm surprised this wasn't the thumbnail right here. A tree hugger.
I didn't want to bury the lead that night. Baltar's my spirit animal. If I can put him in the thumbnail, I'm gonna. I'm sorry. Haven't you noticed that by now? He's in the majority of my thumbnails so far.
So then, while he's hugging the tree, the Cylons start attacking. So they
Stanley, I'll agree with you on that one, brother. The man.
He can act with just his hair.
Yeah,
but Anson Mount's hair still trumps Baltar's hair. Anson Mount has got the most glorious hair in acting.
Patrick, you are correct, sir. Side boob is way better than side brain. So I will.
Well, yeah.
For you, sir.
Boobage is definitely better than brainage. Well, I would say this. As far as brains are better to have than boobs, but boobs are better to look at than brains.
Yes.
I think that those are universal facts.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will agree with that.
So, and so the Cylons starts coming after him, so they start running, and sorry, dog hit me while I was trying to move the whole thing here, and what's her name just gets completely.
Oh, F you. I'm not even gonna say super chat for that. I just saw the comment. Unless you just got here and you didn't see me practically cry earlier.
Yeah.
I'll forgive it. But if this is a troll, I'm not gonna.
No, insane hippie insane. You probably didn't know, but yeah, we talked about this a couple of minutes ago. And so he was probably trying to keep you informed. So don't say F you. He's trying.
All right. Now I got to get on. Now I got to tweet about it. Damn it.
And
I'm sorry.
So that's sad. It is sad that someone so young passed away. And yes, Danny is depressed. So, but thank you.
I did my obligatory tweet. I'm fine now.
Yes, but insane hippie insane. Thank you for the super chat. I do truly appreciate it. And I know that Danny is just upset, but he does appreciate people letting him know this stuff, even though it does get him upset.
Oh, he said he just found. All right, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you, though.
Yeah. So you okay, Danny? You need a minute?
I'm fine, man. We're good.
Let's see here.
I really got to do something about this overabundance of estrogen I have. I should not be.
Man, you know what it is? It's called getting older.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Every day that passes, I turn more and more into Kevin Smith. It sucks.
I swear Mike just hides it better than the two of us.
Yeah.
I hide it very well. I do. But definitely much better than you guys because, well, at least way better than Danny, that's for sure.
Yeah, man, I know. I've always worn my heart on my sleeve. It's my mother's fault. Anyway. And if you're back and you heard that, oh, she is back. Okay. Oh, she's crying too. Okay, I feel better. Right.
Yeah, too small. Let's see.
So, side note, apparently all of the commentaries are available for download for free.
Oh, cool.
It's just going to be a chore to find because Sci-Fi doesn't have them on their site anymore.
Oh.
Because I'm interested to listen to them as well.
Why'd you take it down? What happened?
Hold on. All right, here you go, Danny.
Who's that?
That is Trisha in her modeling days.
Holy Diane, she doesn't even look the same.
She doesn't even look the same. Yeah,
weird.
But,
yeah, maybe this says something about me. I find her way more attractive in Battlestar. That's fun.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening there, but that's not.
I was trying to find something for you to cheer you up, but
Caprica is better.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. This will work for you. This is gonna.
Guys, I just want you to know, I hope I am not on a live stream when William Shatner dies, because I'm gonna lose my shit when that happens. Oh my. There we go. Holy shit.
Notice the headline there. Battlestar Babes.
Oh my! Oh, keep scrolling down. What are you doing? Scroll down. You're trying to cheer me up, right? Scroll down. Scroll down. God damn it! All right, thank you. All right. Oh my God, Six and Boomer, so fine. Oh. Can you send me that link so I can make that my Oh, thank you. No, I needed that. Thank you. That was nice. All right.
Well, here, no. See, now, I have to. I thought you were gonna actually do the right one as of late. So here you go, Danny.
Oh, there you go.
Lip gloss. She's got a little bit too much clothing on for my taste, but God, she's gorgeous.
Well, sometimes you just got to be fancy.
You guys have successfully put a smile on my face and dried my tears, so thank you.
Sometimes you just got to be fancy, though, man.
Yeah. Damn.
And what is? Give me just a second here. I can never remember.
Is this a real thing?
Is what a real thing? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, it's just a bunch of maybe not. No, but, I'm closing Twitter. I got off of the Bray Wyatt thread or whatever, and then when I went to the homepage, trending on Twitter is Trump mugshot.
No, because he hasn't. I don't think he checked.
It's got to be fake, right?
Yeah,
okay.
No, it's him and Giuliani are headed down there for tomorrow, I think.
Okay, so this is just people being trolls. I'm going to close.
All right.
Now. Yeah.
I'm going to make you the happiest man on earth. Now, you ready for this, Danny?
Yeah.
Okay. Make sure the camera's not panned too low because you'll embarrass yourself.
Oh my God. Is that lip gloss?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. Sorry. Wow, that one on the right. Jesus smokes, though. My God. Of course, these are like 20-year-old pictures, but still.
Yeah.
You know. Wow. Okay, cool. Now that we've all celebrated my pervertedness and managed to cheer me up over the death of Bray Wyatt, let's go back to the show because we've even got people like Alex.
I just looked up her name and then I then looked for hottest pictures of her and that came up. So there you go.
And I just found a page that's got the director's commentary archive. I just tossed it in the main chat.
Yeah,
I put it in the main chat. I'm going to put it in the private chat.
Yeah, because it was public on the internet when the show first aired, so I figured it'd be out there somewhere.
Yeah, you could. People have managed to get copies of it. It looks like it might be stored on some interesting locations. So travel at your wary.
It's even got a Star Trek First Contact. I might listen to that one first. Oh, right on. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what's funny is I did not realize Ronald D. Moore wrote the story to Mission Impossible 2.
He did?
Yeah.
The Australian one, the one that's actually not that good.
Yes. I was just like
maybe that's why
last night I was just
see now Twinkle's teasing me here. Whoa. Okay. Hey, come on now. That's my kryptonite. Don't go with it.
Last night I was just like randomly watching YouTube videos trying to get to sleep, and I stumbled across this video like a real CIA guy rates Mission Impossible movies kind of thing. And so this guy that's like a retired CIA operative talks about some of the crazy things they did on Mission Impossible. So I figured, okay, let's check this out. And he gets to Mission Impossible 2 and they're showing some of the stunts. And it was stuff that was happening during the credits, and the credit actually said "story by Ronald D. Moore." I was like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Wait a minute, what?" Ronald D. Moore wrote that crap.
That's the bad one, right? Yeah, that's the one that's
worse. Ronald D. Moore and Brannon Braga are the story writers.
There you go.
And
so
Robert
Star Trek: The Mission Impossible.
Oh wow.
And Robert Towne did the screenplay.
That's the one where like Tom Cruise had the ridiculously long hair, right? That was the only one where he had the ridiculously long hair.
It was, and
that was the Chimera thing.
Is that the John Woo directed one?
Yeah, pretty sure it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it had Doug Ray Scott in it and Thandie Newton and
Thandie Newton was the only good thing about it, and that's just
you know what randomly popped up on my Roku because Roku's got like free show. Sometimes when your screensaver, they'll show you.
Yeah, the Roku, the channel.
Yeah, so I don't remember which one it was, but it was like a pitch black movie with Tandy Newton in it. Oh my
Yeah, that was
God.
the second one.
Is that the
Yeah,
second
yeah,
one?
yeah. That is like a guilty pleasure. I love that
I
movie.
didn't like.
in
I
particular.
only caught like the last half of it, but I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, man. I
She
forgot
is
how hot
the
she
Ellen
was.
Ty of that movie.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you watch that movie from start to finish,
She is absolutely the Ellen Ty of that movie.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
she's the schemer in that big time.
Yeah. So Stanley says it was a John Woo movie. So I know exactly which one. Yeah, that's a shame. Ronald D. Moore and Brandon.
And Brandon Braga were involved. They were the only two story writers on that movie. That is hilarious.
Yeah, and yeah. So
the more you know,
man. Well, I mean, hey, look, it's like I've
but
said.
Then
about,
again, Ronald D. Moore wrote First Contact, which is a crap show. So
what? Oh, hold your tongue, sir. That is the best next gen movie. That's my second favorite Star Trek movie.
That's
I like how you.
That's the best episode of Discovery.
I like how you pigeonhole that in tight though, Danny. I love that's the best next gen movie, not the best Star Trek movie.
No, it's the second best Star Trek movie. But it's the best next gen.
Well, that's fighting words.
It's not the best Star Trek movie. It's not the best next gen adventure. It's the best next gen movie. It's like I said, it's now we gotta wait for him.
No, really though. I've had like 4 sodas. I gotta pee. You can talk.
Okay. It's like I'm trying to be dramatic, but now I'm actually serious. I gotta go.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that thing I constantly bring up when people get all prickly one way or the other over certain directors and writers, and that is to always remember Ridley Scott. For all the good movies he's done, he's actually only batting 500. He's only half and half for movies that are good and do well versus movies that are just not good and don't do well. And unfortunately, everybody's going to have a nasty spot here and there. So,
well, making good movies is hard.
You're bloody right. It is. It's harder than we give it credit for. That's for sure.
And so that's why I get mad at. And granted, I think the biggest problem we have in Hollywood right now is not the directors, and it's not even the actors; it's the writers. We need to throw out all the writers in Hollywood and get a new batch of writers that know how to write. Because currently the writers in Hollywood feel like most of them, not all, but most of them, just know how to write a formula that they learned in college. They're not creative writers. And that's something that we're missing.
Well, it's it's infinite number of monkeys on an infinite number of typewriters right now is the problem.
Right. And so, yes, it's true. You shouldn't let directors write their own movies. That's a bad idea. But it's also just a problem that writing is the big problem in Hollywood. Not like J.J. Abrams is a fine director, but I don't want him writing.
Don't let him write.
Yeah, don't let him write.
He's managed to write 1 or 2 good things, but that doesn't mean he's a good writer for everything.
J.J. Abrams.
J.J. because he wrote Regarding Henry, so you have to give him credit for Regarding Henry.
Which is a great movie. If you haven't seen it,
but that doesn't mean he's an excellent writer. That means he managed to get lucky once.
Yeah. But everything he's
broken clocks right twice a day. It's what my grandpa used to say.
But everything he's directed is well directed, even if it's misguided, like with the Star Trek films.
Yeah.
Like
right, I'm trying to catch up on these. Or go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, with his Star Trek films, they're not well made for Star Trek, but they're well made films.
Yeah.
So like if they were Star Wars movies, you'd say they're pretty good.
Here's what I want, please, and I'm kind of echoing Christopher Pine here. We just need a $30 million indie style Star Trek film made by and for Star Trek fans, and it'll be considered a huge success because it'll make $150 million.
I disagree completely. I
Why?
think.
Wow, really? Wow. Okay.
I know, because I think you're right about the budget. I don't think we need a big budget, but I don't think it needs to be made by Star Trek fans, because the best Star Trek was not made by Star Trek fans.
Yeah.
One of the okay, hold on.
Star Trek 2.
Let me give you a glaring example of how wrong you are. Star Trek Nemesis. John Logan was not a Star Trek fan.
Yeah,
he came
Star
off the
Trek
heat of
2, The Wrath of
Gladiator.
Khan, not Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, not made by Star Trek fans.
You know what? By the time they made Star Trek 6, they were, and that was so I was wrong.
Yeah, but they were already
okay.
on.
Okay, so yeah, hold up. I got to retract something I said. First Contact's the third best Star Trek movie, but still the first best.
No, it's not. It's not even close. But
you know what sucks though is, and I was pretty sure about this.
And so let me say this as far as
I got to toss.
Let him do it. Shut up, Salt.
Nemesis. Not just John Logan, my friend. Rick Berman. And Brent Spiner.
Yep.
Oh. So Brent
I was
Spiner
awfully sure that Brent was involved, but I double checked, and yeah, Brent Spiner was one of the three writers.
A couple things. First of all, James Cameron, way overrated. Look, James Cameron, good director, great director, in fact. But
he just knows how to sell spectacle. Let's just be honest.
I'm sorry.
Because
have you seen freaking Avatar? The man can't write his way out of a paper bag.
Avatar
actually really. Wow. See, let's get back on track.
Oh, yeah. This is Friday night conversation. Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino. Look, Quentin Tarantino. Yeah, he's great if you want an encyclopedia of all.
Damn it! The only way the chat should be allowed to derail us like this is if they're giving me, or preferably you, super chats, which they're not. Stop letting them derail us.
That's true.
All right. No more derails.
And
no more. And then
finally, Christopher Nolan, way overrated. Way the heck overrated.
That I'll agree with.
I mean, the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. I'm sorry, that's like the third best Batman franchise. First
of all, who was it? Was somebody was drawing all these parallels with how basically Christopher Nolan ripped off Tim Burton for The Dark Knight. Do you know what I'm talking about? What? See, this is a Friday night conversation.
This is definitely.
But yeah, I'm sorry. Christopher Nolan. It always leaves it's one of those things that really bugs me about.
See, I wish I had controls. I would play the Stay on Target video right now.
I know. I'll shut up. So, but Christopher Nolan, man, it just pisses me off every time.
Come on,
everybody. So he tries to say that he's such a great director, and it's like, but the Batman movies, they sucked. I love it, hockey bad. That's not Batman. That's like.
No good. I can't maneuver. Stay on target. We're too close. Stay on target.
I love you, Jason.
I'm like, okay, stop talking, but also don't, because I'm still trying to find the stupid link.
There we go. There's
I can put my tribble away now. Okay.
So she's not doing too well.
Yeah, Celix gets pretty beat up.
Yeah, this is like the frame before the blood splatter, I think. So let's see.
Yeah, all the squibs haven't gone off yet or something.
But yeah, so that's not good for her.
I asked in the chat, how do you get away with not getting a copyright claim for the intros?
Oh, very simple. I test them. That's one of the reasons that I always post those videos, usually in the morning or at least in the early afternoon before.
Well, if I give you the thumbnail early enough, like today's, you did it early today. So yeah.
But so I'll upload it and I'll wait to see if the bots give me a copyright warning, and then I'll take it down, edit it, and re-upload it. But the general trick, and I learned this from Captain Foley, is that if you completely scrub the audio, which I do, I don't use the audio except for that little bit.
You always use some kind of weird music that's copyright.
The music is something from a subscription service that I have.
Okay.
And so from Epidemic Sound. So all the music I own the rights to, because I subscribe.
Hey man, if you're gonna start pimping something out, at least pimp out Fuel Up, because they're a sponsor.
Well, Fuel Up doesn't give me music. I'm just saying. If they did, I would absolutely talk about that. But no,
well, neither is the other place. You probably pay for that service, right?
I do pay for it. I wish I didn't.
So
But
they ain't giving you
it's not
slack.
super expensive, but I do pay for it.
Right.
But Epidemic Sound gives me the rights to use their music.
Randall Wong, I don't think I know you, but touche. Hey, thank you to all 18 of you guys watching us right now. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already, or the thumbs up. Thank you. Sorry. Back to the show.
You look like you're holding a walkie-talkie there. But
I missed having my arm thing.
Where did it go?
I still have it. There's just nowhere to hook Fracker up to. Like there's like
you
nowhere.
can get like a floor stand for those things.
Send me a link later. We'll figure that out.
Yeah. But anyway, so that way the audio is taken care of, and then you make sure that the clip is never any longer than 15 seconds.
So I
find every single clip, if it's like 15 seconds and in one frame, and I've tried to squeeze it by, like I'll go 15 for one, and bam, like clockwork, the bots hit it. And
how does LDG get away with it? Because he's proven it. Like I've been on streams of his live streams where he will play something completely like he should get banned for or shut down, or the little black screen.
Yeah, but is his channel monetized?
Right.
I don't know. I guess
because you have to understand there's a difference between a copyright strike and a content ID. And what these are content ID matches, because a copyright strike would be if I was to take a episode of Battlestar Galactica and just upload it and claim it was mine.
Yeah.
I would get a copyright strike for that because that's plagiarism. But a content ID would be I used a clip from Battlestar Galactica without their permission, and they don't like that. Even though it might be perfectly legal and legit within fair use, and I can fight that, but it's not worth the fight because by the time you go through the fight process, you've lost all your revenue.
That's what I hate about YouTube. There's no consistency. Like, there's channels out there like New Rock Stars who can like show an entire trailer.
Oh yeah, but that's because
and get no trouble whatsoever.
That's because YouTube gives preferential treatment to larger channels.
Oh, okay.
And they won't admit it, but they do.
Yeah, like the craziest one I never even knew of as an example is last week we all learned about, or a lot of people learned about, after the enormous controversy kicked up with Linus Media Groups, otherwise known for their Linus Tech Tips channel. They have so much reach with YouTube that they can actually do an inline replacement of the video and it touches nothing. So you have no idea they changed the video at all. Not an edit.
Like the Macho Man. It touches nothing. Yeah.
Nothing.
I can't
there. So they can actually just straight wipe replace the video. The view count stays the same. The likes and dislikes stay the same. Everything stays the same. Video gets replaced. It's very, it's who you know, as the old saying goes.
Asking, Stanley. Yes, my migraine has died down, but I'm keeping the lights down because I'm still feeling very sensitive to light. So, which will, typically
is that a and you could tell me it's none of my fracking business, but is that like MS related or?
I've had migraines for a long time. But my neurologist says that because migraines are technically not a symptom of MS, but people with MS do tend to suffer from migraines at a higher rate than people that don't.
Okay.
So
yeah, my
so are they related? Probably, but
probably.
Can't definitively say they are.
No, I get that. My Aunt Linda and my ex, who shall remain nameless forever, suffered from migraines a lot, and I've only ever had one in my life, and this said ex was very mean about it. Now you know how it feels. I was like, oh my God, just
migraines are not. Yeah, that's the thing. People don't understand. A migraine is not just a headache.
No, it's like,
it feels.
And
like
I never had sympathy. I never had sympathy for it until I had one, and I felt like such an asshole.
Yeah,
until giving me such grief, So
yeah, my wife gets them, and when they're bad, she disappears. The door closes, the curtain goes down, all the sound is eliminated, and we're asked to go downstairs or put our headphones on.
Dude, no, that's what blew my mind, because I'm a dude that needs light. My ex-wife Stacy, who I'll tell you something funny about her in a little bit, like that's fun and exciting. She always kept the lights down, and I need light. I have an astigmatism, so I need light. I can't see. And dude, the one time I had the migraine, like, oh my God, I was just like, I needed darkness. I couldn't have any light. So I get it,
Well, and that's what sucks for me is that I have horrible night vision. So like I can't see worth crap in low light, and yet I need low light in order to not be in pain. And so it's like, great. So what do? Well, I guess I just,
stay in bed. That's what I did the one time I had a migraine.
Backlit keyboards and stuff are your friend.
yeah.
So
anyway, back to the show.
Yeah, back to the show. Baltar is cowering and peeing on himself. And so
hold your tongue, sir. Why don't you dare besmirch him? He's not peeing himself.
Oh, I'm sure he is at that point.
Probably shitting himself, but he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, at minimum, there's a brown alert in effect.
Right.
That's the brown alert face right there. That's like, oh crap. That's
yeah.
And there's the brown alert face on Tyrrell. He's like, oh, I just sat in it. Oh.
Hey Mercer, thanks for joining my channel. Appreciate you. Hi to you as well, sir. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up for me, buddy.
And now there's Tyrrell like squeezing out a new one.
That's his Schwarzenegger face.
Yeah, he's a
Schwarzenegger
little
predator face. That's what
he's like a little backed up there. Boy, he is.
He's acting.
So they're trying to fight the Cylons when all of a sudden the Cylons blow up real good.
Mercer, thank you. I saw that happen in real time. I saw my number go up. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. And anybody who hasn't liked Salty's stream, please hit that thumbs up.
And so the explosions are because the Raptor has arrived. And Apollo has shown up to save the day.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if that whole scene was a bit inspired by the captain at the bridge at the end of Saving Private Ryan shooting at the Tiger with his 45, and then all of a sudden the P-51 comes in and drops a bomb on it. And zip!
And they're like, whew, well. Look, I mean, come on, look at Baltar. Don't tell me Baltar's not peeing on himself in this picture.
Yeah. He's like, I can actually pee now.
He's like, oh, that's a nice warm feeling. He's like, oh yeah. Meanwhile, the quorum is now very grumpily walking through that guy in the front.
Yeah,
man.
Right? Like, that's a major grumpy cat face, right?
Oh, that guy is like, someone took his snacks off of the craft services table.
Yeah. and so then she looks crazy, and
that's more like I had my name on my leftovers in the company fridge.
Yeah.
Who ate it? That's
and so Ty is like, okay, you've seen enough, let's get out of here. And then that's when Rosalind makes her move and starts and gives her speech about
they get all religious.
Well, and she talks about
look at that. Ty's.
Oh yeah, Baltar's eye, or not Baltar. Ty's eyes. He's just like,
yeah.
Like,
what the heck?
Yeah, it's like I messed up.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna smack evil Ellen when I get back to my room.
Yeah. And then,
Well, to quote the best James Bond, sometimes you just have to.
sometimes you just have to smack the president. That would be Adama's philosophy. Sometimes you just need to
you
smack
had
the
this clip
president.
in the you had this clip in your trailer. This is where Baltar's about to say like live.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tyrell gives the dog tags to Lee, and they talk about the butcher's bill, which is a common term for the number of casualties. And then that's when Baltar's basically lifts up Crash down as a hero, rather than letting his name be soiled.
Which, for Baltar, I thought that was pretty stand up. I don't think he was trying to cover his ass. I think, or do you? Like, what do you think?
I think he just didn't want people to know that he shot him in the back of the head.
Well, I mean, there were 4 witnesses, so people know. I just and they all agreed with the lie.
But if he says that, he went down as a hero, none of them are going to argue with it because none of them want Crash.
Well, what do you think? I guess what I'm trying to get at is because you've seen it all. I mean, and we've
Baltar doesn't do anything without thinking of himself.
So you don't think that was altruistic at all? You think that was selfish?
I think he found an altruistic, interpretable way to get himself out of having to say he did it.
Yeah.
That's how I would see it.
Okay.
I would see that he found a way through it so that everybody could look honorable and there was nothing weird attached to him because he doesn't want controversy around him.
Right. Because the last thing he wants is the attention of him having shot someone.
Well, let me. So, wow, Twinkle, I'm going to call you out. You might as well just put that in the chat, but we can talk later.
Who?
Nothing. She'll probably get mad at me. I got a private text. My text pop up on my screen. Anyway, let me ask you this though, especially because we know now, I mean, everybody but me has seen everything, I guess, if you're watching this, so it's not really spoilers, but where we're at now, we know that Baltar is like, everybody hates him, right. But I don't know. Don't you think like an experience like that, like, I don't know, like, I feel like Callie and Chief, but because Chief really hates Baltar, like where we're at now.
Basically everybody hates Baltar.
Yeah, but I figured like an experience like this, they would have some type of hesitation with the hate. No.
Well, not after what went on.
But keep in mind there was a year that they were on New Caprica.
And then on top of that, they were there for 3 months or whatever under Cylon rule.
Yeah.
So not only had Baltar basically screwed them over down on the planet by not really keeping things organized.
But that's not fair. I mean, he had no choice.
No, I mean beforehand, because everything was kind of like
when he was all self-indulgent and just
yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. He was already he had all the hookers and stuff.
First of all, they weren't hookers. First of all, they weren't hookers. Maybe I'm taking this a little personally because he's my spirit animal, and I probably would have done the same thing.
They were special assistants to the president. They were fans of the president.
That's more accurate. I think that's
there we go. Hey, look, I could keep going, but
that's why you're the referee. That's why you're in the. So hey, actually, I did want to ask you guys. Can you? I know we only got like 3 minutes left. Can you? Is there any way you can keep us here, but show the back? Like, get rid of the screen and show the background so people see the background mostly. Is there any way to do that?
Just have the background.
Because I want to ask the audience a question. I want to maybe even do a poll.
You don't mean like that?
No, you're covering us. The background.
Yeah. Oh, how do you get?
There's no way to do that. No.
If you
Can you just share the graphic there? Oh,
Yeah.
you had it for a second. Ah.
Yeah, no, but it doesn't. Yeah.
All right.
Doesn't quite
So,
work that way.
all right. I had an
Unless
idea.
there's a custom layout.
Oh, right
there we go.
Perfect. Okay. So right there. Okay, guys. So here's what I'm thinking. Black t-shirt. I'll do like a cool little like edge fade out. Because I know you said you wanted a Nerd Fights logo, but this is what we've been rocking with for so long. I think this would be a bitchin' t-shirt. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. I think just like on black, like I'll kind of like burn edge it out. You know what I mean? So it won't be a sharp square, and just like right here, Nerd Fights with the three of us. That'd be the first shirt because you got a branding. Or do you still want me to come up with a new logo? Because I don't know. Like, just throwing that out there. Anyway.
All right,
guys.
So guys, Danny has asked the question.
We've thrown it to the crowd.
Yeah, because we actually do have a domain name now.
Yeah.
I got a t-shirt place. I can make this happen. She said, Ariel says that'd be cool. You know what? If I can get a second from Twinkle, I'll do it. That'll be good enough for me.
What? Ariel and Twinkle run the channel now. Okay. I see
I mean, I'm a sucker for hot chicks.
We aim to serve.
You don't even know what they look like.
I know what Twinkle looks like. But you're right. I don't know.
Oops.
Ariel could be catfishing me. I have no idea. So.
Ariel could be Octorian.
Now you want me to make
no, Ariel, that was my thought. That would be the first one, and then I'll come up with new designs. Because I got to do Baltar's my spirit animal. I got to come up.
Oh,
with
you definitely have to. Do
well,
that one.
picture of you and
And like yesterday, I know you wrote it down, but I definitely think you definitely have to do Justice for Qui-Gon.
Justice for Qui-Gon. No, I wrote it down. Yeah, no, yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to do a little bit of research of everybody who's ever taken a lightsaber and survived.
There's a short on Eckhart's Clips on X Clips, which is Eckhart's channel's Clips channel, and they actually do a quick run through, and they talk about the exact same thing that we did yesterday, but they posted after our live stream, and they were saying the same thing. It's like everybody got stabbed, but like hate is what made them survive. And Qui-Gon was the only one at peace with himself.
Yeah. So, I texted you. I can't believe we didn't bring this up. What did I text you the other day, bro? Jason.
Yeah, you sent me the business about the canonical debate on the animated series from the 70s.
It's canon, bitches. Boom.
Yeah, I mean it's.
And
it
his
What
response to me was, "We're ahead of the curve, or we're always ahead of the curve."
Yeah, we're always seeming to be ahead this year. Like we beat everybody to the Battlestar thing.
Yeah.
So Screen Rant put out an article talking about the canonical debate around the animated series. As much as we might not like it, that it's canon, but we've been talking about that for months now.
I know. Yeah. I really wanted to send it to Brian, but
watch our channel. And that's how they get their ideas, because they
I am convinced there's definitely a couple people that are watching some of our stuff.
That's fine. That's fine.
No, that's not fine. They need to give us credit, or at least money.
Give us credit or give us credits.
Yes, I would prefer the credits.
Yes,
you and me both, brother. You and me both. So yeah. Should Danny make a T-shirt with the Nerd Fights picture? Oh, you made it. Oh, you already made the poll. Oh, okay. I was like, what? Okay, sorry, I'm stupid. Yeah. Anyway, we got 3 minutes left. What's up?
All right.
So they all get back on board and fly back home, and
meanwhile, Doc Cottle, it looks like he's going to blow his nose into his hand and then probably wipe it on.
Look at the cherry on that cigarette. My God.
I know.
Yeah, right. Oh, good pause. Yeah.
That guy has some steady hands, because man, that thing is just hanging on.
My neuropathy. There's no way. It just
just break right off.
Well, how
do you remember that scene from
movies, right?
No, how?
They actually you put a small gauge wire in the cigarette.
Oh, so do you think that's how they did it with
That's how they did like Pink Floyd The Wall and stuff like that.
No. The big one I'm thinking of is Terminator 2, and Sarah Connor was sitting there.
Yes, exact same trick.
Man, that takes all the fun out of that. That was like the ultimate still hand.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you put a tiny wire in the center of the cigarette all the way down to the filter, and then you just let it burn, and the ash won't fall.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, Ariel, I love that idea. Plus, I always love a challenge when it comes to drawing a sexy animated female. So that might be a good idea for the next shirt after the first one. Did you guys see that comment of hers?
It didn't show up in the mainstream.
It says the next shirt should be a picture of Danny and that sexy Cylon. Yeah.
That's right.
Dipper.
Why don't I see that one? That's weird.
It's in the damn chat. It's like it's oh well.
That's weird.
You know what? If you gave me permissions, I could share it. Bad dog. I let you back in and you start farting.
That's not a very nice way to talk to Ariel.
No, but it's farting dog. Oh my god.
Dude, don't put too much of that on.
You don't smell this. This is
you don't smell it.
This is like,
hey, look, if it's so
smells over here.
Okay, if it's so bad that Danny had to go back in for another finger of Vicks, that's pretty rough.
Well, he was supposed to go to the vet today, and I even texted Betty. He was supposed to go to the vet today, and she didn't take him. I'm like, dude, there's something wrong with this dog. Dogs' farts are not supposed to smell like that. There is something wrong. It's got like a gallbladder. Do dogs have gallbladders? Because I know humans.
Probably.
There's
Although I'm pretty sure if he's farting like that,
but the gallbladder is up in like your neck area. It's not like if it's your gallbladder that's causing him to fart, there's some serious issues.
Okay, there's something wrong with this canine. That's all I'm saying.
It's out there eating lizards off the front yard or something.
It might be, dude. We have lots of them here, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway. That cherry though, that's impressive. But you ruined the magic for me.
Yeah, I know. It's like I like movie magic to a certain, like knowing the behind the scenes stuff, but man, I always thought that was just skill on the part of a real smoker.
Please. You know everything is fake when you're watching it.
A lot of stuff is.
And so
and he's like,
and so then we got
he drops the martial law bomb, right?
Yes. And so, you know what? Screw it. We're going to declare martial law and break up the quorum of 12 because I need a drink.
Yeah. I think the end of this episode was the moment, Danny, when you were like, we got to keep going because you're like, this is not, because this was the weekend that we ended up watching 6 episodes.
And I think there's a correlation between when I quit drinking and this, because I was just like, dear God, man, this guy's.
Well, maybe that's how you managed to finally quit drinking, was you saw how it was destroying Ty, and you didn't want to become like him.
Oh my God, yeah, maybe. Who knows? Oh, Ariel, she's got to keep it up. It's okay.
It's all an illusion. Canada's a fake country. Are we like Belgium?
Oh, I get it. It's the end of the month.
We know that
Ariel's more generous at the beginning of the month. I was about to give her flack for not tipping either of us and talking all this smack about Jason, but
and we know that Canadians actually believe curling is a sport. So there's
curling.
That.
What, like hair? What
no, it's
explain
big
to
rocks.
him what curling is.
Have you ever watched curling before, Danny?
Remind me, what is it again?
That's the giant round rocks, and you're on ice.
Oh, that they slide into, like, it's kind of like cornhole, but on ice, a little bit. Like,
well, you
just slide it, but you want to
slide it across, and you got to get it onto the target. Whoever has the most stones close to the middle wins.
Yeah, so this is why I'm convinced cornhole is going to become an Olympic
sport.
Trying
to keep it as smooth as they can in front of it.
Yeah, I just love people yelling, "Hurry hard!"
Yeah, that they think.
Oh,
it's
Stanley's is like shuffleboard on ice. Okay, well, I was never a fraternity douchebag, so I never played shuffleboard either. So it's all good.
Or long table version of croquet, I guess you could call it that.
Yeah,
too.
Danny's just a regular douchebag. he's not a paternity douchebag.
Anyway,
am I lying?
And this is the end, right? Pretty much
This
end
is-
on
this is
on
the
Ty
end.
being
Ty being a drunk.
a degenerate alcoholic. Yeah.
Yes, and ruining everything.
Oh,
And so
evil
the
Ellen.
Orders on
It
the
really-
orders of evil Ellen.
Yeah.
No, just like behind every great man or good man is a great woman, behind every sack of shit is an even worse woman. So I mean, just like as Ellen proves. So
Which is why I always tell women there is no patriarchy, because women have all the power.
they do. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter. I had to have a discussion with my 14-year-old daughter about the patriarchy because my ex-wife took her to see Barbie. And that really irritated the shit out of me because I haven't seen Barbie. I don't plan on seeing Barbie. But yet now my daughter's convinced that the world is an evil patriarchy ran by men who want to
Oh,
hold
because of
women
the
down.
last 15
Did she not
minutes of the
understand
movie,
that
yeah.
Barbie
I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know. I just
Right.
All I know,
Did she not
The pop-
understand that Barbie is a comedy and not meant to be taken
no, it goes right off the rails in the last.
I
15
know
minutes.
what it's about. I get it, but it is meant to be a comedy.
Is it though? Because my daughter was preaching it like gospel, and I'm like,
Yeah,
Well,
I haven't watched.
If people,
I'm actually legit mad at my ex-wife for taking her to see it.
Well,
Like, at this point,
Why is
Yeah.
it so spicy?
no, yeah. And the Vicks ain't working. He's just over here farting up a storm.
Oh, that's rough, man. That is
Oh, my
rough.
God.
and so why do you have someone else's dog farting up your house?
Because this is where I've allowed my position in life to be. I have no choice. If I want to live here, this is part of what I have to deal with. Because she's 82. She doesn't walk the animal. I have a doggy door for my dog. So now this poor gigantic pit bull has got to be trapped down here with me so he
it's a
doesn't
farty
shit and
pit
piss.
bull.
Yes. It's a sweet dog, 17 years old. He could die any day now, but I'm not that lucky. He'll probably outlive my dog who's older, But he just, and we're even buying him special food that's supposed to help. And it hasn't been. That's why she was supposed to take him to the vets. They had a 3:30 appointment today. That was 2 hours ago. Normally, they're barging in my. You've seen it. Normally, she's walking in here like an hour into my show.
Yeah, just like random guest on the couch.
Yeah, I haven't
like-
heard a peep.
It's like Danny's
She could be
version of
dead up there.
Between
She could
Two
be dead up
Ferns.
there. I actually kind of probably ought to check on her. Maybe it's not the farts I'm smelling. Maybe it's a dead body rotting corpse upstairs. I have no idea.
You're trying to blow my nose and you drop that line. I hope you're dying.
You better hope that's not the case, because then you're gonna be looking for a
Then I'm
place-
screwed. Yeah, then I will be homeless. Yeah. So So God.
And can you imagine her poor family finding out that the last thing said about their dead mother is you on the internet saying
First of all-
she's
first of all,
probably dead.
It's kind of sad. She has the only existing surviving relative she has is a brother. She has no kid. She never had kids.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why she's like taken such a shine to me. It's like, oh, you're the son I never had. I'm like, no, I'm just your gopher, but it's cool. I'll whatever.
Well, hey, no, don't say that. Say, oh, thanks, mom, because then you're gonna end up in the will.
But no, that would be disrespectful to my mother, and I love my mother way too much. I can't call somebody else mom.
Okay, so then say thanks, second mom.
Mama Betty, I think maybe Mama Betty.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I can work with that. All right. Anyway, final thoughts.
This was a happy episode.
This is like this episode for me in retrospect.
I find out Bray Wyatt's dead.
Your house is being fumigated by a 17-year-old dog.
I got this pit bull just shitting dust in the air. This is a happy episode.
Yeah.
You. I'm glad you didn't get any super tips today. You did get one, I think.
Yeah,
you got the Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
The thing for me with this episode, especially on all the watchings, and then of course with Danny having to have more and more that weekend, is that the first 6 episodes of this season could have been basically set up as a trilogy of movies. This episode and the next episode acting like, to make the comparison, out of convenience, acting like Empire Strikes Back almost. Like, everything just goes right to crap.
Dude, no, yeah, because we get back to. Okay, so
Danny discovered rain. That happened.
Dude, I haven't had to deal with rain in 13, 14 years. So that was crazy. I was just thinking Danny should make sure he's in the will. Thanks, Mom. Wow. Okay. I don't even know what to say to that. So
you're not even like mom's will. So you better be talking to
I ain't getting shit from her, but that's fine. I still love her. The next, because we go, because what's next? So there, we get the
Darren,
one where
Ray Wyatt has passed away. Or
God
Ray Wyatt.
Damn, is that again?
Darren didn't know.
Where the
Anyway, obviously, Battlestar episodes.
Yeah, he
so I
disappeared during
it's been weeks since we so the next one's where we cut back to God damn dog.
So
come here, boy. I'm gonna put you back outside.
So the next one is called Resistance, and it's
okay.
It's the one where
okay, go ahead. Sorry,
we haven't gotten to the part where Callie gets to kill Boomer because Boomer's not dead yet.
That happens in the next episode.
Yeah,
then we get Starbucks,
and then the farm.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the farm.
Yeah, dude. No. Yeah. I made you guys marathon this shit. I remember.
Yeah. And then the next one was we actually might have only done 5 because the next one was
Mother. Do not put that into the universe. Why would you even say that? Jesus, I'm still unpacking for crying out loud.
Home 1, which is when everybody on Caprica gets back to the fleet.
So I think we ended at the farm.
Yeah, and then after that, the following week we did Home 1 and Home 2, which is that's the whole journey through the rain in the mountains to go up to the cave that showed them the constellations.
Yeah.
Also known as the inspiration for Ahsoka.
Maybe. And honestly, the one thing that was funny, and I got thinking about it with this episode today that we're talking about, is the classic trope of you have a thing that flies, but yet for some reason you have to take the mountain path.
Yeah.
And that shows up everywhere.
Still makes no sense though, but yes.
Yeah. It doesn't matter whether
it could
it's
be worse. It could be like in Star Trek where you have a thing that teleports and you
you still have to walk.
Well, they always make up some BS excuse like, there's some kind of interference or gravimetric
rocks
waves
or something
or a Gorn interference device or whatever.
I like the Voyager interferometric. That's still my
interferometric.
Yeah, or it's too far underground or some such
Yeah.
nonsense, and yeah.
But yes, so
Well, apparently Stan Lee, that's out of the cartoon, which I wouldn't know. So, surprise, surprise. Did you see Vader's response to Matt Vader's response to Ahsoka?
let me guess, he hated it.
And he gave it like a 3 or something. Like
I'm
2 or a
surprised he
3.
didn't love it since he's in it.
Right? I should have. Oh, damn it! I forgot to do that. I wanted to
do a little bit of art of the
epic fail
of
because
Balin.
that one shot looked just like Matt Vader.
Yeah.
It really did. Yeah. Well, final thoughts.
I already told you it's a happy episode.
You're a damaged human being. What about you, Jason?
I liked it for the setup because it just kept everything so tense, just constantly.
Yeah.
And I think to a great degree, and not just the density of content, which I beat that horse to death, but the fact that they keep the tension up and it doesn't feel contrived.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal because it keeps you involved. Because a good example of the benefit of keeping the tension high without it feeling, forced is when the tension wasn't high in the first 2 episodes of season 3 when we were watching, and you're like, man, I'm getting bored.
Yeah,
like,
guys. I know I'm always like, because I was about to say it again. This is my at the time, this was my favorite episode.
One of your favorites, yeah.
When we get to season 3, like, holy shit, does it fall off a cliff for me for a few episodes.
it was like you forced Danny to read the prologue from a book.
Yeah.
And
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was that way, and we've talked about it, which of course you can check out at supportsalty.com.
Supportsalty.com.
But yeah, the
damn, bro, get your shit together.
Shut up.
You're fired. Just kidding.
The amazing thing to me about this one in particular is that the tension is not only high, but they resolve the story, but still end with the tension just as high as it was at the beginning, just with different
because of that shit that tie pulls.
But I just say, everything is different, but the tension is just as high for different reasons.
Yeah.
So everything is just as screwed as it was. It's just screwed.
Well,
okay, I don't know if that's real or not, but if it is, Thomas is banned from the chat. If that's a real spoiler, he's banned from the chat. Is that real? Is that real?
No, he's just being a jerk.
Okay, all right. I ain't kidding about this shit, man.
The only major spoiler I've given him is the fact that Ty and 6
they do not bang. Shut up. There's no way that'll happen. I will literally eat a hat on air live if that happens.
That'll be awesome.
As long as I can smother it with some like hot sauce or Tabasco or pepper or something.
Something to make it go down easy, right?
Okay.
But yeah,
I guess my final thoughts were
well, none of all this would be working without people like me.
Yeah.
Well, it would be working a lot better.
So because Baltar's my spirit animal, and I kind of thought he like when it came into the clutch, he was a badass, and then at the very end I was a little differing from these guys. I thought he did something truly altruistic, but that's because I haven't seen the whole thing yet. At the time of viewing, again, I was like, oh my God, this was my favorite episode. And Gorilla, you know what? Do you want me to say dominatrix again? Oops, I just did. My bad. I hope your son's watching. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. That was mean. Anyway. At this point, I am still like in the honeymoon stage, which is amazing because this was episode 3, 4,
episode 3, yeah.
Episode 3 of season 2. Plus the miniseries before it. So for me to still be like, oh my God.
You're like 18 episodes in effectively. Yeah.
And I'm still like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And good things are still coming. You just hit that one lull at the beginning of season 3. But then keep in mind, after that lull, you got the Adama maneuver.
Which was dope. which was dope.
Yeah.
And I loved how you played the clip where he's like, "We better win the fucking Emmy for this or whatever."
Yeah.
And then you're
Or,
like, "He did."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we
So
got the
awesome.
crazy, the space virus for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which ended up being just somebody didn't wash their hands after they sneezed, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah. So there's all kinds of interesting
Comes
stuff that
back,
starts to crop
it's just
up.
that the setup could have been tighter. Like
Yeah.
I think the problem was those first 2 episodes of season 3 probably should have been condensed to 1 episode.
Yeah, because I was about to say I was not a fan of the first 3.
Yeah.
So
if they'd tightened that up just a little bit and made it feel a little more dense like they usually do.
Speaking of tightening up, I'm glad Apollo finally tightened back up. I mean,
Yeah. By the way,
in season 3, yeah.
Speaking of tightening up, how's that dog doing?
I don't know if you noticed, I put more Vicks on my.
Yeah. Yeah,
Stay over there, dog.
Put a clamp on the sphincter there.
Oh, by the way, I did dig in and found Matt's post. He's actually technically undecided.
Really? No,
Yeah.
he reposted some article.
Well,
He said
he
that he
reposted
agreed and they
the
were spot on.
Guardian.
Yeah.
The Guardian. He says the Guardian gets it. Is what he said.
Okay.
But I haven't gone to read that. But his first post was like a seriously undecided take on it. But
well, I guess he just had to get somebody else's opinion first to make up.
Yeah, he can't make up his own mind. He needs to,
I still stand by my score of 6.5.
Well, and honestly, to do a bit of a quick jump back to where we were last night.
This is for you, Mercer. I hope you're here, asshole.
Yeah, that whole business with the surprise from you that both Mike and I only gave it a 7. And the fact that was driven by the fact that we have the time in on the previous series. I have multiple watchings on it.
Who was that dude? Bear gave it a 9 or something like that. He'd never seen it. He was in the same boat.
Yeah, he never saw any of Rebels, and he gave it a 9. He felt that he enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, that's that I felt, and that's where I started talking about we got to be careful with how high we go with our scores. But I mean, it's one of those situations where that show, it's a streaming.
See,
it's
Bradley, that's
streaming
exactly what I said. I'm gonna, as soon as I get off this, I'm gonna make sure she's not dead. And if she's not, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, you were supposed to take this dog to the vet. Send me that video, Brad, if you don't mind. Thank you." Sorry, Jason.
But yeah, it's another one of these issues. It's probably not going to be as bad as it was with Andor, but it's going to be one of those issues where this is a show that's probably best watched binged.
Yeah.
And this is really starting to become a problem.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying yesterday, is if I weren't doing this show with you guys, I would have waited, and just binged it.
Yeah,
especially after hearing the rest of the episodes are only going to be 30 minutes each. That's bullshit.
Yeah. I asked a friend of mine yesterday not yesterday. No, it was this morning. And he said he hadn't bothered because he's going to wait till 4 of the episodes are out before he bothers to watch it. And I can't say as I blame him, because I wanted more last night. Tuesday when we were watching it. I could have stayed up longer if they had had more, but the fact that it's going to drag on, and then I don't know, it just doesn't fit. A lot of this doesn't fit the format anymore.
Thomas Potts gives them both an 8.
See, I might give them an 8 depending on what the rest of the season is like. That's the problem, because it's so.
I would probably give them an 8 if Hera was a little.
I was just about to say Hera alone negates.
Yeah, that drops a solid point for sure.
That was my biggest issue.
And I haven't even watched Rebels, which is and I still had a disconnect with that character. I figured it'd be worse for you guys because you said she was tonally different.
Yeah, she was way better of a character in the cartoon. She was that the motherly character. Like they really had it set up well. They had with oh man, now I'm forgetting his name. Yeah, Kanan Jarrus was the fatherly character.
Whoa. The green bitch, Hera's and Ezra have a kid?
No. Kanan, the guy who's dead. The guy who's dead for real.
Stan Lee said, okay. He's just corrected himself. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who Kanan is, so there's that.
Yeah, he's dead. He was the guy that was standing behind Hera in the painting.
Yeah.
He had
really,
some of the best
really
epic.
Expect me to remember a freaking
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
He's actually.
I've been watching a lot of Jack
look,
Nicholson movies lately. I'm sorry.
Dude, he's actually. Check this out. This is how badass Kanan was. He's a Jedi who, midway through the series, was blinded and continued to be a badass Jedi blind.
Kind of like the dude from Rogue One.
Oh no. Except,
but like
way better. Yeah,
it was like you didn't even realize he didn't have eyes. He was that good.
Yeah.
Like he basically, Kanan, I don't know if they're ever going to give true backstory as to who his master was when he was a Padawan, because we did see that the Bad Batch that went on to be the show, The Bad Batch, which only gets one more season, which sucks, but they actually saved Kanan's life as a 16 or 17-year-old at the start of the Empire's rule, right at Order 66, because the Bad Batch are not affected by Order 66.
What's the Bad Batch?
That's a group.
There's a set of clones that the Kaminoans created that were like a big experiment. And it's actually from the Clone Wars, not the movie, but the Clone Wars cartoon. The Bad Batch were an experimental set of clones that the Kaminoans were making, and they were less.
I know them from the Clone Wars movie.
That's the big, tall, lanky people. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But get it? They're a Bad Batch.
Yeah,
but they're good.
But they actually end up being good because of that.
Yeah,
because they're unaffected effectively.
Tim, I refuse to do homework. If one of you nerds want to go out there and make me a fracking supercut of the, god damn it, dog, get it out of here.
I love that dog. I love that dog.
Oh.
He's just gonna smell the whole jar. Oh man. That's just,
there's something medically wrong with this dog.
That is clear, because if it smells so bad you have to stick your nose in the Vicks jar. That's not a good scene.
Pit bull with a bad digestive tract is gonna stink up a place.
Oh yeah, I would suggest
Jesus Christ. All right.
But
where were we? Yeah, I'm sorry. Jesus.
But yeah, No, Tim. They were in the end. We found out it was experiments, because the little girl that's in the show, The Bad Batch,
now I remember,
was all part of that.
I need one of you nerds to make me a supercut,
like the ultimate supercut homework.
Just what matters. Throw it together.
Yeah, and I'll see. There's probably somebody out there that's got like a compendium. I'll see if I can find one.
Jesus, no. I want the supercut. Just cut it all together. I'm gonna be like, what we got to do? Like a GoFundMe or something for this? Jesus, man.
So anyway, the sizzle reel. So anyway, they saved Kanan's life, but we don't know who his master was.
I thought you said Kanan was dead.
No, way back, like at the start of the Empire's reign. So at the day of Order 66, the Bad Batch happened to be right there when a bunch of not stormtroopers, but other clones were about to kill Kanan. And I don't think they showed us who his master was. And I'd love to know, for the simple reason that the way they worked Kanan out, the rest of the Star Wars Rebels cartoon, is that he basically became insanely powerful. Who was it, Tim? Because I don't remember.
Don't wait for the translation. Answer me now.
Please answer. Type faster. Yeah, no, I know, but who was it? I mean, I could obviously go back and watch it and hopefully maybe see, but
I think he just means that they did. They.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So
Yeah, Bradley, I
whatever
already
the
told you
deal
dog
is with
17 years old. That's old for a pit bull. Like,
oh, okay, really interesting. I'll go take a look at that then, Tim, real quick here. But
it was the same.
but yeah, so Kanan is like an absolute monster Jedi. Like by the end of it, he's doing crap that you would only expect like Luke or Yoda or Vader type stuff to be able to do. So he was something.
You know what's funny? If either of you have Mercer's personal information, troll him. Be like, "Hey, you dumbass! We just talked about Ahsoka for the last 30 minutes. Where the hell were you?"
Yeah, we talked Star Wars at the end with some Ahsoka. Yeah,
and he's not here, so that's fine. Whatever.
Let's see.
I miss his cat though. I might actually show up tomorrow just to see Mercer's cat.
Yeah, Mercer, he abandoned us, but
okay, I found his master's name, Deepa Bilaba.
Where do they come up with these names in Star Wars? Deepa Bilaba, somebody like I think somebody just like punches somebody, and then the first thing they say is a name in Star Wars, like punch Deepa Bilaba.
Well,
that's like,
yeah,
And on that bombshell, I think we shall fade out though, because I'm definitely getting tired.
Yeah. So remember, you are the salt of the earth. I'm the salty trekker. But that
and fuel up it's
like,
fuel up is better than what that pit bull is selling.
Yeah. And that pit bull is my
it's better than smelling salts for sure.
Yes. that pit bull is going to snuggle up with you tonight.
No, I closed my door.
No. I talked to your landlady, and it's a new part of your deal.
Oh, good, she's alive. Okay, well then I have to go check on her. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, the pit bull's going to come in, snuggle up with you, so that way, when you wake up in the morning, you'll.
It literally, and if you want to do your little gimmick to cut me off, I'll finish it backstage. But
no,
it's literally woken me up several times with its farts, and that's why I had to start closing my door.
It's that bad, huh?
Oh, dude, that's rough.
And my cat, who loves me, if he's not in the room with me already, he does this annoying thing where he basically kind of like
you're gonna find
knocks
the
on
cat
my door.
just like, I don't know.
Let me in.
Yeah, no. And so I let the cat in, and then I close the door, and then Cat and I cuddle the rest of the night. But yeah, the dog is.
Yeah, what are these? No, you're gonna find the cat just like,
dude. If my cat dies from dog farts, I will kill that animal. And I love animals, so that's saying something. I like animals more than people.
So that's now imagine that Danny is, there's a Florida man moment right there. A man goes to prison for killing a dog, for killing the cat with its farts.
Yeah.
That's something.
Man, you can't write this shit.
That's the real bomb.